Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? I wish I could hear you guys. I'm all asking, how is everyone? As if I can hear you guys. But you can respond in the chat. Feel free to respond in the chat. What's up? What's up? So today's live is going to be about several different things, mostly about twin flames, of course, spirituality. There's just a lot going on energetically. Can you guys hear me okay, by the way? I have the laptop on my chair while I'm on the floor because I need to sit on the floor. My hamstrings are super tight. You guys can hear me okay? Hello. Oh, I love it. From India. That's amazing. Yeah, you guys let me know where you guys are all from. Okay, wonderful. Woohoo! What's up? Oh my God. Oh, thank you. All right, so I wanted to talk about. I'm probably going to be moving my legs around, so I'm sorry. It's just my hamstrings are very tight. So what? St. Louis, Missouri? No way. I just told my friend to go, who's from Missouri, to come on the live. How funny. Wait, and who said that? Oh, okay. That's so cool. Oh, I made these actually. Oh no, that's you, Serena. I didn't realize who said that when you said loving the feathers. I made them last night. All right. All right. London, Netherlands, UK. Oh, that's so cool. Sweden, Philippines. Oh my goodness. I hope everyone is doing well. Oh, and I see Egypt. I hope everyone is doing well today. I know the energies have been a little all over the place. We had Mercury retrograde officially start on April 1st, on Monday. It's like every Monday there's something going on. And then this coming Monday, April 8th, we have the solar eclipse, the new moon in Aries. And I know everybody is freaking out about the solar eclipse, guys. There is no need. You know, it reminds, like, everything that I'm seeing on the media, it's like, oh my God, be careful. There could be a blackout, internet, whatever. And it reminds me of the movie that just came out with Julia Roberts. What is it called? Leave the World Behind. Okay. It's a big scare tactic. Okay. But I don't want you guys to be scared. Okay. Just like COVID, you know, the whole plandemic, I like to call it a plandemic. It left a lot of people scared. But then some of us, like myself, I was not scared. I embraced it. I embraced being alone, not having to go out, with people. Like, it allowed me to go within. In 2020, that was when I did a lot of inner work where I was, waking up and I was learning about Dolores Cannon, and I was learning about so many different things. I was learning new meals to cook. Just, I embraced it, right? Instead of feeding into the fear. So, guys, don't allow the fear mongering, the fear tactics, don't allow them to consume you, okay? Do not believe in it. If something were to happen, it's not the end of the world, guys. If something were to happen, if the internet goes down, and you guys, it's not just the solar eclipse, it's Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde does this every single time. The internet will crash, our computers will crash, TVs will, it's just everything technological, because Mercury is the planet of communication. So anything to do with communication, including our communication. So I was honestly just like, God, if this YouTube video doesn't go live, if something goes wrong with it, I'm blaming it on Mercury retrograde. Yesterday when I was trying to post on my story about me going live, it wouldn't post. It wouldn't post. And I was like, it's Mercury in retrograde. Just go with it. Just go with the flow, right? If it's not working, it's not working. But what I was gonna say is the whole, if we don't have access to internet, it is not the end of the world. just let it go. Embrace it. Embrace your solitude. That would be a perfect time for people to go within, just like during the pandemic. It allows you to go within. You can choose to let fear consume you, or you can go with it and embrace it, right? What are you going to, how can you grow out of it? So, this is why solitude is so important. Yes, I will be talking about ego and heart intuition. Tiny, is it teat? TT? Tete? um, but yes, it's we have to go within. This is the perfect time to go within. And especially during retrograde, solar eclipse, it's everyone's like, oh my God, it's chaotic. Let it be chaotic. Perfect time for people to ascend is now. For those people who are not waking up, I think it might hit them the strongest because it's going to hit them unexpectedly. It's going to make them ascend. It's going to make them wake up. Whereas for us, people who are already on the spiritual journey, we're going to embrace it. We're going to be like, it's okay, right? This is our new normal. So this is a great way to exactly reminds you of Y2K. I know. It's the same thing. It's scare tactic. Oh my God, the internet's gonna go down. We're not gonna have power. Like, okay, and so we go back to the times of pre-AOL days when we didn't know, internet was super slow anyway. What did we do? We talked through the phone. We talked to people in real life. We weren't distracted by our phones, right? If the internet goes down, let me tell you, it will be a good thing. Sure, it won't be a good thing for my business, but I don't care. I want people to, we're too stuck with internet to survive now without, it's okay. You got to learn. You guys have to go back in time a little bit and learn to live without it. We have to have survival instincts. This is exactly why so many men are not in their masculine. So many men are not in their masculine because they're just doing these, just relying, everything is online. Everything is online. Hold on a second. You guys, we cannot rely on the internet. I was on my walk just now. I've been grounding myself for the last 2 hours because I know a lot of times when I do my lives, I'm in this crazy fun energy. But the thing is, I wanted to get grounded to relay messages, right? And sometimes, and we're already enough as it is in that crazy energy because we're in Aries, a lot of Aries energy right now. We have Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Aries. We have the sun in the sign of Aries. The solar eclipse, new moon, is going to be in the sign of Aries. That is a lot of erratic energy. I love Aries people, but like in small doses, no offense. My dad's an Aries and he's a fiery pistol, and you do not want to get on his bad side. Okay. So yeah, I do get downloads while grounding. And something that came to me while I was on my walk was how much people are so distracted and how we need, so a message that I got that I had to relay to you guys is that we need to practice more mindfulness. We need to practice more mindfulness because we are constantly distracted. Oh my God, what is going on with my hair? We are constantly distracted. And this is why in this journey, meditation is so important. You know how I'm always saying, and a lot of other twin flame coaches always say, meditation is so important. It's not for you to just sit there and just be like, right? No, it's about you being the observer of your life. It's about you going within. When we sit and we allow the thoughts to come in and we focus on our breath and we are sitting, being in the present moment, what is that? That is being present. That is being mindful. That is samadhi. When you can get to that unity consciousness where you're just like feeling at peace. Exactly. It's mindful, not mindless. Yes, absolutely. When we get to that point of just mindfulness, no distractions. Like I could be on my walks. I do like 20-minute walks twice a day. And I purposely don't go on my phone Because then if I'm on my phone, I am not embracing the now. I'm not embracing the present moment. There's so many beautiful things to see. I have trees, birds, butterflies, beautiful flowers, nature, God. And in that moment, instead of going on my phone, because you're on your phone the rest of the day pretty much, I'm allowing myself to go within. And so I take that moment and practice gratitude. And I say, thank you, God, for this moment. Thank you, God, for this wonderful day. And a lot of times I find myself saying, thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain. Because it's so true. We should be grateful for all of those things, whether there's sunshine, whether there's rain, whether we're feeling happy, whether we're feeling sad. We should be grateful for those moments. And that is the art of being mindful, of being present. When we are constantly focused on our phones, which are always there at our fingertips, you're not being present. And I think this is why so many people have such a hard time. Oh my God, Edivan, that is so weird. Because you literally just crossed my mind right now and you just messaged in the chat. Sorry, guys. That is random as hell. I don't know what made me think of you. Okay, wow. Telepathy. See, guys, telepathy. So, yeah, that was weird. And I think I was thinking of you as I was saying this, like when we, I don't know why, when we get distracted, like I am right now, when we get distracted by technology, by our devices, we don't allow ourselves to be present. And then this is exactly why so many people are so impatient on the journey, on the twin flame journey, and just in journey in life. Like like in America, life is so erratic, it's so chaotic. I'm from California, from the Bay Area originally. I now live in Portugal. So it is very, very different. When people say, why on earth did you move from California to Portugal? Because they're very similar, yet very different. The quality of life in Portugal is so peaceful, it's so quiet. And in California, in the Bay Area, it's like traffic, nonstop traffic, and you don't get to actually enjoy life. You can't really go outside of your house for a walk without being scared. At least that's how I felt. And except in the area that actually lived, I lived up in the hills, so it was a lot more peaceful. But like where my parents live, for example, I hated going for walks over there. It's like scary, you know? And here I can go for a walk and not and just I just feel peace and bliss. Okay? And I get to enjoy that solitude, that mindfulness. I'm not saying you guys have to move to Portugal to get that, okay? But I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. Just what I'm saying is like life can be so hustle and bustle. It's so crazy busy. We don't take the time to practice mindfulness, to be in the present. And being in the present on this journey, especially on the twin flame journey, is extremely, extremely crucial. Extremely crucial. Because what happens when you're not present? You're then going to be so distracted by every other thing and you're a twin flame. You're going to have those obsessive thoughts, right? And we have the obsessive thoughts. It's totally normal. The obsessive thoughts are not for you guys to let them go. Sorry, I have something in my eye. It's not for you to let them go. You got to embrace the thoughts too. Okay? I want you guys to know it's okay to have obsessive thoughts. I'm sorry, my contact is worst timing right now. Hold on. Oh my God. I don't know. Hopefully I'm okay. Oh, so okay. Now I'm gonna be blinking like crazy. Oh my God. This is the worst. This is why I want to get LASIK, guys. I need to get LASIK so bad. It was a hair. That's what happens when you have 3 dogs. Okay. The obsessive thoughts, they're technically there to remind you of the journey. They're there to remind you of the path you're meant to be on. I just saw 1444. Because if you didn't have the obsessive thoughts, guys, if think about it, if you didn't have the obsessive thoughts in the journey, what would happen? You'd forget about your twin. You would forget about your twin, but you're not supposed to. And you would just go on with your normal life, unawakened, doing your 3D stuff that isn't making you rise. This is why we have the obsessive thoughts. We have the obsessive thoughts because we're like, I'm going crazy. I need help. I can't get this person out of my head. It doesn't make sense. Logically, this doesn't make sense. Why are they constantly in my head? Oh my God, I need help. I need help. I need help. Then you go to therapy. Therapy doesn't help because then you realize this is something spiritual and not psychological. Although it feels psychological. Why? Because it's in your head. In your head. Sorry, I'm like that. I say a phrase and it reminds me of a song. I have to sing it. Okay, so when you have the obsessive thoughts, embrace them. Sometimes when we have the obsessive thoughts, we can ask. My therapist called me crazy. Yeah, mine kind of did too. She kind of laughed at me. And mind you, mine is spiritual. And so I never went back to her. But anyway, what was I saying? Somebody remind me. The obsessive thoughts. Someone remind me. My short-term memory has been awful. Oh yeah, so when we have the obsessive thoughts, if they get too out of hand, what you can do is call on God. Call on your higher self and ask your higher self to assist you with the obsessive thoughts and go within and say, why are these obsessive thoughts here? This is why doing meditation and higher self exercises are so important, because when we connect with our higher self, we're tapping into our higher self and your DMs, your twin flames higher self, and you're saying, okay, what's going on? I wish I knew that early on. I mean, granted, early on, I started meditating right away and I was doing Reiki on myself because I am a Reiki practitioner. And so I was able to feel more enlightened. I was feeling very calm. I was able to snap out of the dark night of the soul easily because my soul knew that I just had to meditate. However, I didn't know about connecting with my higher self at the time, like going within, kind of, but not quite. Right. And so that is a big thing on this journey, is connecting with your higher self, is going within. That's why I'm constantly saying, stop the readings, stop going to psychics. Like, I know people who have been on this journey and they still go to psychics for answers when we have the answers within. Okay. Like, you don't. And here's the funny thing is, when I did the few times I have gone to a psychic who's like a healer of mine, less than 5 times since I've been on this journey. Less than 5 times. I never called any psychics. I went to my local healer, who's an actual healer. He's not just a psychic who's gonna throw shit out at you. He's an actual healer. So I would go to him, and I went to him twice asking for answers. And every time he was about to relay the information, I already knew what he was about to say. You guys know the answers, but the problem is your ego kicks in and creates the doubt, and you start believing the doubt. Okay. So you don't need to go to a psychic. And then when I went to my healer after that, I went a few more times. I was like, look, I just came to say hi, because he's a sick man. He's, in a wheelchair, and like, I just love his energy. He's so sweet. So I would go, and I didn't actually go for information. I was like, look, I'm doing good. I just wanted to come and say hi. I don't need to know anything from you. I don't need the cards, right? Granted, my girlfriends and I would sometimes pull the cards for each other for fun, right? Or I got my pendulum, right? For fun. But it's once in a blue moon. And I highly recommend, guys, stop reading energy updates. Energy updates is one thing, right? When I share my energy updates, I'll be like, oh my God, the collective, like, this is what's going on. Like, just before the call, guys, like, this is why I was a little late. My chest was hurting like crazy. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it was because I've been so grounded. I don't know if it was my DM's energy, or if it was the collective, or if it was just muscle ache, right? But certain things that I feel very strongly, I will share with the collective as a collective energies, right? I don't want to give false hope by saying, this is what the DMs are feeling, and this is what the DFs are feeling. Like, I see this page on Instagram, and they're always sending me, inboxing me their updates. And it's always like twin flame update, divine masculine update, divine feminine update. And there's like twin flames in union. And I'm just like, why do you guys do that? And it sucks because a lot of the information resonates like with how we're feeling, but it sucks because then it's giving such false hope. It gives such false hope. So this is why I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done with the readings. Your angels say hi. Anyway, this is why we're not supposed to, because it's also chasing energy. When we're constantly relying on information outside of us, this is you chasing your divine masculine. Okay, or your twin flame, your divine masculine, because the divine feminines are usually always the chasers. But you see what I'm saying? This is why we do not do the readings, guys. We stop going to psychics. You guys already know. It's one thing to get guidance, okay? It's one thing to get guidance, what you should do, because I was new on the journey and I didn't know what to do, right? And then I heard, okay, we shouldn't look at their socials. It's chasing energy. You learn about these terms. It's okay to learn about these things. But what you should not be doing, or what I advise you not to do, is seek out psychics. And don't get me wrong, I know there's plenty of psychics that follow me and I follow as well, and they're wonderful people. They're beautiful people and they have very insightful energy. But here's the thing, when you guys see psychic readings, information on like energy updates, it's not always going to resonate with you. It's like, oh, this divine masculine has ghosted you, which is how many of us have not been ghosted. This divine masculine misses you terribly and they want to reach out to you, but blah, 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 blah. Like, what happens? Then you're just like, oh, is that about me? Is that me? Mine ghosted me. Oh, he's tall, dark, and handsome. Oh, maybe that's me, right? They start giving specifics about what your divine masculine looks like. There's a girl I know that doesn't, and let me tell you, her stuff is always on point. But does he reach out? No. No. So what is the point? This is why we have to let go of this idea of like, you got to stop romanticizing the journey. And trust me, I know it's hard because you feel romantically for that person, right? That's why you can't stop thinking about that person. You feel romantically for them. You feel unconditional love for them. But the point of this journey is for you to ascend, is for you to wake up, is for you to work on yourself. And this brings me to my next point. Okay, let me get a cup of my tea, a sip of tea. Quantum healing, is it fine to try? Of course, totally. All methods of healing, I mean, that I can think of, I think are fine to try, right? It's not going to hurt you. None of this is going to hurt you. But watching tarot readings and energy updates and going to psychics, that hurts you because you are putting your energy into your divine counterpart instead of in yourself. If you're going to go get a psychic reading, then be like, hey, what is my mission? This is why I recommend Akashic record readings instead of psychic readings. Like my friend here, Soul Subliminals, who's in the chat. Soul Subliminals, she does wonderful Akashic record readings, as well as AkashicRecordReadingsUK.com. Go to Soul Subliminals, my friend Serena, and she will tap in to your soul's blueprint. This is much better than a psychic. And through an Akashic record reading, you can do a lot of karmic clearing and you can learn about your past lives, where you come from, certain traumas that you may have had, certain karma blocks. Like, for example, I had this fear. I always had this fear that my twin would die before I got to be in union with him, or before, something. And I'm like, why do I feel this way? Why am I so scared of him dying? Aside from the fact that he's military, but it's like, that can't be the only reason. Cause like, And then I found out from an Akashic reading that he actually did die in a past life when we were together. And he drowned out in sea. I was a healer, and we were like in Greece or something. And when he was dying, I was suffocating on land. So this is like that trauma, that past life trauma, then stayed within me, within this life, that I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so scared. Like, right? It's that fear of him dying. So then I let it go. I'm like, okay, now I know where it comes from, so I can let it go. Okay, Keshana here, who's commenting. She's been doing Akashic records with readings with Serena as well. You know, I highly recommend you guys do this, because it's a really great way to open up your soul, learn more about yourself, what your mission is. They can, you know, see things in the future as well. Obviously, they don't know for certain, but they get visions, right? I've had so many confirmations of visions of my future, but I'm still taking life day by day. I'm still taking life day by day, one day at a time. And that is one of the best things that I recommend you guys do, is taking this journey day by day. Nothing is guaranteed. Exactly. It's timeline possibilities is what comes in from the guides. So the guides come in to the Akashic record reader. Okay. And the Akashic record reader, gives you the information based on what they're getting from the guides. And it's 100% light. There is no evil. Okay. It is, I know, because I get a lot of Christians and saying like, oh, well, is that bad? There's a lot of no-nos in the Christian world. And I know this because I was part of that. I was raised Catholic, and then I kind of wanted to convert like in 2009, 2010. Funny enough, that's when I met my twin. How weird. That is so weird. And then then I was just like, well, I don't know. It's still not enough. I want more spirituality and all that stuff. And so then I started seeking more information about spirituality and crystals, meditation, and yoga, and all that good stuff. And interestingly enough, my friend Serena and I were talking the other day that in end of 2021, early 2022, that was when a lot of people, including myself, we had a spiritual attack that made us feel that this new age spirituality stuff was wrong. And so we converted back to Christianity. That's what I did. I had a horrible dream where I was being attacked. And I'm not going to say by what, because I don't want to call on to that and bring that energy in. But it was really scary that I was just like, oh my God, perhaps everything that I'm doing is bad. So I threw out like all my pendulums. I got rid of my cards, my tarot cards, like all of it. And I was just like, oh my God, all of this is BS. And I started seeing all these people converting to Christianity because of the same thing. It was a spiritual attack. It was a spiritual warfare. Because the thing is, what's happening is all of that was guiding us to be stuck to religion. And religion is not spiritual. It's literally man-made. It is man-made. And that's not even what Jesus wanted. Jesus wanted us to meditate. Jesus wanted us to pray, to connect with others and spread the word about love and meditation and, sitting in silence and mindfulness and all that. Jesus really preached that. So then after I had my awakening due to the twin flame, and I got back into spirituality. So I know someone here was commenting about Christians believing in incarnation, how they don't believe in it. I don't know what the question was, though. Yeah, I can't remember. If you can repeat the question. So this person's asking, Sarah, how do the records work with asking about twin flames without directly asking, or does the info just come in from the guides? So I'm going to give you my experience. I'm going to share my experience. When I first did this session, I did it ironically on 7/17, July 17th last year. And I was very much at peace with my journey. I was already like, I wouldn't say I was super detached, but I was pretty detached. I was okay. And what was I going to say? I did not think of asking about my twin flame because I thought that Akashic record readings were just about me and my past life. Like, I really did not know much about Akashics other than they're like the library of your soul. Okay. So I didn't know that they could give us information about people in our lives. I don't know why. Like I said, I didn't look into it. And right away, the thing with my experience was, and I think it's because I wasn't expecting anything, I wasn't asking anything. She then, my reader, it wasn't Serena, it was someone else, um, told me about my future with a man. Okay. And she saw this metallic cord. I know I've shared this story many times. She saw the metallic cord between us and she said it couldn't be broken. And she was like feeling the love from him to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And that's very twin flame like, right? Because you cannot break the cord between you two, you and your twin. And she's like, it's been, so she just started spewing out all this information. And then I was like, well, can I ask information about, right? And so I never once said twin flame on the call because I had a feeling like that spirit guides don't use labels twin flames, and they don't. So what you can do is just ask about this person and say, hey, I would like to know if the information doesn't come out right off the bat. Okay, because like for me, both of my Akashic readings, they came out in like the second reading I had right away. The guides were like, hey, we want to let you know about this lifetime that you had with this person where he died out at sea. Like that was like one of the first things she wanted to share with me. She's like, I don't know why the guides want to share this with you. And I was like, wait a minute, is it this person in this lifetime? And I said his name. She said yes. And I'm like, okay, well, is that why I have a fear of him dying? And she said yes. So anyway, so you can ask, but what I would do is just wait for the guides to give information first, because they will say a lot of stuff to you right in the beginning. They'll just say a lot of things like, maybe ask what starseed, if you are a starseed, where you originate from, all that stuff. Yes, so I do have a person to recommend. I've said her name here. She is Serena, or you can find her at Soul Subliminals. Let me see. So on Instagram, she's right here. Right there. That's her on YouTube. But I know on Instagram, she is soul_subliminals, like that. Yes, she is there. So I highly recommend Serena. She's amazing. And yeah. All right. And then you said here about the incarnation. If you can believe incarnations, if you are a Christian. I mean, I believe in incarnation. I believe we all incarnate. That's why we've had past lives with so many people. We've had past lives with, like, I've had past lives with Serena. I've had past lives with my divine masculine. These are all things that you can confirm, right? And I know that Christians, unfortunately, they frown upon this stuff. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because it's not talked about in the Bible, so it means it's not true. But I don't think that everything is going to be in the Bible. I'm sorry. That's just and I believe in Jesus. Jesus to me was always like God to me, but now I understand that he's the Son of God and he was an ascended master, just like many other people have been ascended masters, like Buddha and all these people. So yeah, that's my take on it. All right. So one thing I wanted to talk about, a few things I want to talk about. I made a list. So Mercury retrograde, I know we talked about the energies, but I really wanted to get into that more. So Mercury retrograde, I don't know if you guys have been feeling like, so I know that I said that I don't know if you guys saw my recent video, how I need to turn on the AC because I'm sweating up in here. What was I saying? Mercury retrograde. Sorry, guys. There was going to be a lot of karmic lessons. So aside from technological issues, travel delays, car issues, be careful on the road, please, guys. You also have to be aware of miscommunication, misunderstanding, okay? Breathe before you speak. I have to remind myself that too. Because I can be like, and also the karmic lessons are going to be coming up for you guys, for everybody. It already happened to me 2 nights ago. It was awful. I had another ego death. Like ego death, I was crying hysterically. And I'm not afraid to share this. I was crying hysterically about something to me seemed so stupid afterwards. And I was just like, why am I crying about this? And it was like a feeling kind of lonely. I'm going to be honest about what it was, not feeling wanted. Okay. I felt like, and it had nothing to do with my divine masculine. That's the crazy thing, is my divine masculine did not trigger this in me. It was actually something else, right? I was reflecting on a past relationship. And yeah, I think it could be abandonment wounds, but not so much. I think the thing is, Mercury retrograde does this. A lot of stuff is going to come up, and especially with the solar eclipse coming up, I think the solar eclipse is going to be a good way to shed it, to purge, right? We're not alone in this journey. Absolutely not. We are all going through this. And I know other people we're going through this as well 2 nights ago. And to me, I was just like, this doesn't make sense. Why am I crying about this? And I mean, like hysterically crying, like to the point where I could not breathe through my nose. And I was like wasting, using so much tissue. And I was just like, what in the world is happening to me? And I felt like a child, like, when you see a child having a tantrum and they're just like, ah, right? They're just so angry. That's what I felt like. And I was like, what on earth is going on with me? And I knew that this had to be collective because I don't cry like that. I don't cry. My toddler, my 5-year-old never even got like that. But I know some toddlers do. I used to work at a daycare and oh my God, some of those kids, whew. So no offense. All kids are wonderful. They're angels. So it was bad. It was really horrific, but I was observing. And this is why when there's Mercury retrograde, my hamstrings might know. When Mercury's in retrograde, it is the perfect opportunity to reflect and journal. So while this was happening, even though I was crying, I was writing down what I was feeling. Why am I feeling like this? Why? What is going on through my head? And what the thoughts that were going through my mind was like, I miss being wanted. I miss, because I am not wanted by a single man right now. Nobody. I mean, at least not that I know of. Like no man is showing that to me. Okay. And that's okay. I don't mind, at least no man that I want. So I don't mind being single. I don't mind that I am, in solitude. I don't mind that I'm not dating anybody. And I'm proud of myself because old Jessica, as soon as I was single, I'd be like, I need to find somebody else. I need to find somebody, right? Because I used to be boy crazy. I was boy crazy. And now I like being on this journey. You guys know, if you are a true twin flame, you cannot look at another person and feel anything. And I will see guys on TikTok, all these men on TikTok, they're like cooking, like they're making love to food and with their shirts off. And you see all these firefighters and policemen and they're just like buff. And I'm like, cool, he's good looking, but I feel nothing. You guys, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't even bother going on dating apps. I tried once months ago, and literally on my headline, I was like, I am not looking for anything, just friendship. and then there was some guys that were actually attractive that, that messaged me. Nothing. They were like actually sweet guys. They're not guys that were, whatchamacallit, trying to, take advantage or get in my pants. Like I've hear a lot of like horrific dating stories on these dating apps, and I didn't have that experience. They were actually quite nice, but no, I was like, I'm sorry, no. I'm like, my heart belongs somewhere else. It's like I can't do this anymore. Delete. So this is the perfect time for us to embrace our solitude. We don't need to be with anybody. But my lesson that night was like going through that. My ego was just like wanting to be wanted. That was my ego. My ego was crying, not my soul. My ego was crying, wanting to be wanted, wanting to be loved. Okay. But then I had to be observant, observe my emotions and be like, well, why do I want this so bad? Why do I need this? I love myself. I feel whole and complete on my own. But of course, we are human beings and we love being touched and we want affection and we want somebody to love us. So it's totally normal. So also don't feel bad if you feel this way. Don't feel bad that you want attention, but be observant. Right? That's another big thing about this journey is you have to become more self-aware, which is why being mindful is so important. When we are mindful, we can observe everything. We don't react so quickly, right? When we breathe, this is why breathing is so important. Doing, people talk about breath work. And I got to be honest, breath work is pranayama. Pranayama, guys, you guys have to do that. That will save you so much on this journey is breathing, doing breathing exercises. So I would advise you guys, because a lot of times people are like, oh, I want to meditate, but I don't know how. And so they're just sitting there and they're just like, and they're like getting all antsy and fidgety. And I get it, especially when we have like a million things going through our mind, but we have to sit, right? And what helps you meditate? Breathing exercises. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys some techniques that you guys can do. You can do the box breathing, the 4x4x4. You can do that. So you inhale through your nose. I want you guys to do this with me. Okay. Can you guys do this with me? Can you guys hit some likes and maybe comment? Yes. Let me know that you're going to do this with me. I got specific instructions to live my life, learn me and love me, have fun. Yeah. Absolutely. Some people are able to date on this journey. I don't know how. I can't. I wish I could. I really wish I could, but I can't. All right. So I want you guys to do, now, if you guys have high blood pressure, hypertension, refrain from breath retention. So do not hold your breath for too long. Okay. So when we inhale and we hold our breath, if you have hypertension, if you suffer from that, don't hold it for too long because that can actually make you dizzy. You could pass out. It could actually have bad side effects. So just be careful. I agree with you, Ashley. It would feel like cheating. Okay. So I want you guys to inhale through your nose for 4 counts. And then hold it for 4 counts and then exhale through your mouth for 4 counts. Okay, so I want you guys to do that with me. Ready? And inhale through your nose. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. And repeating that several times will help you. Now, there's this other exercise. So I don't know if you guys saw my video, but I'm next week. So I'm doing some studying, training to become a yoga teacher. And with the yoga certification, with the yoga training, we have to actually learn so many other things aside from yoga. And so there's like so many different things that we're learning about pranayama. the Kundalini, the Ida and the Pingala, which Ida is your feminine energies, Pingala is your masculine energy. So it was really cool that I'm learning about all this stuff because it kind of coincides with twin flames. And another breathing technique that I've actually learned this before, but I didn't know the name of it. Nadi Shodhana pranayama. And I love this one because it just really relaxes you. So this is a really interesting thing. So you like inhale, you use your fingers. I just go like this sometimes or whatever. I think the way she taught us was to use your thumb and your ring finger. So you start with your exhaling 10 on the left. So on the nostril. So you nothing with the mouth. And you exhale 10 counts on the left. So ready? And then okay, so I'll do it here. So you go, and then you inhale for 10 and then hold it for 10. And then exhale through the left. And then inhale left. Hold it. Exhale. And you just repeat that. Repeat that over and over, I think like 6 rounds. And it's kind of confusing because you're just like, wait, which one did I do last? But it is so calming. This is pranayama. It's a form of pranayama. Absolutely, it is healthy for you. Guys, pranayama we need more of, okay? So prana is your life force. It is the breath. And then ayama, so these are all words in Sanskrit, is expansion. So it's like being drawn out. So your breath gives you life force energy. But the problem is people are not using their breath on a daily basis. Like we breathe, yeah, normally. I'm breathing right now, right? But how chaotic you can still be super chaotic on a day-to-day basis, right? When you are breathing, taking deep breaths, and you're visualizing and inhaling down, and then you hold that, and then you exhale it all out. You're bringing in oxygen to your organs, and then you're exhaling, removing the toxins. You're going to upgrade your body, basically. You're going to make yourself healthier. It helps with stress. It helps with anxiety, depression, diabetes, cholesterol. Breathwork is so, so good. And on this journey, when you have obsessive thoughts and you can't focus, ADHD, whatever it may be, breathwork, breathing, it helps so much. And when you start doing these things, you react less to your outside surroundings. Okay, you become the observer. You react less to people in your family, for example, right? People that get on your nerves on a usual basis. You then start to be like, right? Because you realize it's not worth getting upset over. This is why breath work is so important. Meditation is so important. And then you start to feel more connected with your spirit, with your higher self. Okay. So this is what I know we were talking about Mercury retrograde earlier, why breath work is so important and becoming observant of your feelings, because karmic lessons do come up. Karmic lessons will come up on this journey. During Mercury retrograde. You may have karmic people, old exes, people that you were interested in before, come to test you. You guys want to know something funny? My false twin flame added me on Instagram today. I'm like, oh, how funny. And guess what I felt? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I was like, oh, I thought we were already friends. I thought we were already friends on social media, but okay. So I was just like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I didn't care. But you see what I'm saying? Like karmics are going to be coming out of the woodworks. Okay. They're going to be coming out of the woodworks. So don't don't like it may test you. To me, it did nothing. It wasn't a test, right? But sometimes people will fall for those tests, will fall for these karmics and these X's. And because their ego wants it. Their ego's like, ooh, attention. Ooh, I remember what this felt like. This feels safe. This feels comfortable. This feels familiar. So I'm going to go back to it. Trust me, that was not comfortable for me, that person. So you see what I'm saying? Be observant. If you guys get karmic lessons, Anessa, I bet. Oh, Anessa, sorry. If you guys get karmic lessons, observe it. Observe it. What is it teaching you? What are you feeling? What are things that are coming up when these exes or people, it may not even be exes, maybe just people, friends, old friends that you're not friends with anymore, come up, right? Yeah. Well, Graciela, Anessa's not. She's referring to an ex. It wasn't her twin. So it's like same with me. Like I felt nothing with a karmic. Now, if it were my twin, I don't know how I'd feel about that. That I think I'd probably be jumping for joy. I don't know. I think I'd be pretty calm. But on the inside, I'd probably be jumping for joy if my twin reached out to me. I'm not going to share my story and how I met my twin just because I've already shared it on. I did it on whatchamacallit, on my interview with Manjinder. I shared most of it. Although I do love my story, but on how I met him, but yeah. All right, cheesing. All right. So next thing I wanted to talk about is the eclipse energy. So because we had the Mercury retrograde, oh my God, Edivan, we haven't been in contact for 3 weeks. Girl, try. Wait, December, January, February, March, April, 5 months. 5 months. After like a year of no contact, it's been 5 months. Yeah. Yeah, I love it when people are like, oh my God, how do you do it? How do you go no contact for that long? You get used to it. And this is the thing, okay? So before we talk about solar eclipse energies, because this was on my list of things that I wanted to talk about. And it's a really, really, really big thing that I know some people get so impatient on this journey. Many people, divine feminines, get very impatient about not talking, not communicating with their twin. And I remember in the beginning, for me, it was like a day felt like eternity, and then it was a week, and then it was a month. And I was like, oh my God, for sure, I'm going to hear from him soon. No. 3 months later, I sent him an email saying how much I care about him and all this stuff. Very loving email with no expectations of him responding. Still no response. And I was fine with it. I was like, honestly, really fine with it. And he didn't respond until a year later. Well, after the email, it was not 9 months later, something like that. Okay. So we went a year without communication, pretty much. Well, 10 months if you include the birthday message, but a year without communication. Okay. And I cannot, why is it so hot all of a sudden? I cannot stress this enough. Like, separation is preparation. Okay, so a lot of people ask, why can't we be in union with our twin? Why does there have to be separation? And I'm going to tell you guys right now. You and your twin flame, you can only have one. I don't care what people say out there, you can only have one. That's why they are your twin. If you could have more than one, then guess what? You'd be triplet flames, okay? No, they are your twin flame. That's why there's a masculine and there's a feminine. Otherwise, you would just be masculine. I mean, yes, we have both masculine and feminine, but one represents the feminine and one represents the masculine, okay? Your soul was basically split in half. You come from the same soul. Same soul consciousness. Serena, I'm sure you know why I'm laughing. Same core frequency, soul consciousness. Okay. Okay. So you guys share that. You share that. That there's that metallic cord between you guys that cannot be broken. Right. But Serena, you know, yes, separation is illusion of the mind, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about physical 3D separation. Let's not get super 5D here, okay? Because we need to people need to understand what we're talking about. So when I say separation, I'm referring to no contact. Okay? Oh my God, no, you didn't, Ashley. Holy shit. So why does the separation occur? Why does the separation occur? Because if you did not separate, guess what? You would be having toxic ass shit between you two when you're not supposed to, because you are divine counterparts. You have to heal in order to actually be in union. Why? Because you are divine counterparts. You guys are divine counterparts. If you were to have all that baggage, it would just be a regular karmic relationship. It would be a regular toxic ass karmic relationship, which is why the separations have to occur. If I were to continue with my twin, if I were to continue talking with him, if I had seen him in California when I wanted to so badly in September 2022, it was cringe. I know it was cringe. What, driving, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my God. Not that I was like expecting to see him, but I wanted to very badly when I was on that trip. Okay. And had I seen him, my twin has a massive ego. That's funny. I think they all do, but yeah, they're really insecure. They're actually look like they're very egoic, like confident, cocky, but I think they're actually insecure inside. Okay. Yeah. So had I seen him, the universe did not allow us to see each other. Trust me. The universe did not allow us to see each other. I didn't share this on the call with Manjinder. There were lots of things that I didn't share in my interview with him. When I said that I drove for 4 hours because I just needed to go somewhere, I need to go to the beach, I needed to just drive. And I kept hearing, so many things were just pointing me to a specific city. And I went. And I remember my car, I was driving my dad's car and my car broke down. Not broke down, but it wouldn't reverse. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Like I was stuck in a parking lot and I couldn't go forward because there was grass in front. I could not go forward and I couldn't go back. It was just just revving like crazy. And I was like, what the heck do I do? And so I felt desperate. And he was the only one that I assumed was in the area. So I called him on Instagram. I can't believe I'm sharing this. Called him on Instagram. He didn't answer because I didn't have his phone number. I still don't. And he didn't answer. And then I was like, you know what? I had this feeling. I was like, maybe he doesn't have his Instagram notifications on. I'll just email him because I have his email address. So I was about to email him, guys. This is how much the universe is in control, okay? I had written, hey, I hate to bother you, but I am stuck in this city. I'm having car issues and I can't do AAA and this and this and that. Can you help me? Thanks, Jess. Right when I was about to hit send, my car started backing up. And then I realized in that moment, even though I wasn't awakened yet, I was like, holy shit, that was a sign from the universe. I was not supposed to see him. Okay. And I was going through my dark night of the soul. Like, you guys don't understand. That day, I was going through dark night. I literally thought of driving into a wall. It's scary. I knew I wasn't going to do it, but it was a night. It was a day night from hell. It was, and I was like, I don't know what's going on with me. I feel sick. I couldn't eat. It was bad. You guys know Dark Night of the Soul is horrible. Okay. And I knew in that moment, I was like, okay, God does not want me to see him today. And I realized why. Because I was a mess. Had I seen him when I was going through my dark night of the soul, he would have seen the craziest parts of me. He would have seen me at my worst. Granted, I looked super freaking cute that day. Don't get me wrong. But inside, internally, I was a mess. I would not have wanted him to see me. And I told him that. I told him in the email, I said, I'm glad that I did not get to see you because I was going through it. So this is why when you guys go through separation, it's for a reason. Don't be mad at God. Don't be mad at the universe. Don't be mad that you're not speaking to your twin flame. If you're not speaking to your twin flame, it's for a reason, because there are things going on behind the scenes that you do not see, that you do not know about, because you're not in control of this journey. Neither is your twin flame. The universe is in control of this journey. And if you guys are not in union, it is for a freaking reason. I do not reach out to my twin flame because I know it's for a reason. I could, but why? If I reach out to him before he reaches out to me, why? He's not ready. When he is ready, he will reach out to me. When he is ready, he will reach out. When your twin is ready, your twin will reach out to you. And I'm not saying you don't have to ever reach out. Like, I reached out for my twin's birthday. I didn't say on the day because it was a weekend and I was afraid. So if you're listening, twin, even though you don't know you're my twin, that was why I didn't reach out to you on the day of your birthday, because I didn't want him to get caught. I mean, it was a simple happy birthday message, but still. So I know that was really random, but you guys have to understand that separation is preparation. Okay? You guys have to understand separation is preparation. And if you guys were to get into union before the time is right, before your turkey is fully baked and roasted, you're going to be eating something that's not edible and it's going to make you sick. Okay, you're going to be going through lessons, very, very hard lessons, when you're already going through your own lessons and your own healing outside of being in union with them. And it doesn't mean that you have to be 100% healed. You know, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. But you got to get rid of certain blockages, right? Like if you're in a relationship, like I've had people are like, oh, we're so close to union, and they're still married. I'm sorry, what? You cannot be in union with somebody, with your twin flame, if you are married, right? You can't. And that could be why I'm not in union with my twin, because I'm still technically on paper married. Can't wait to get that over with, but you know what I mean? And who knows, maybe he is too. Yeah, that's see, Ashley, that's the thing I'm going through, is like I'm legally married but separated. Yeah, we like already met with a lawyer and everything, but still, but you, and that's the thing, is like, it's not just up to you. It's what is your twin flame going through? You guys got to remember that you awaken and you go through your stuff, right? Your divine masculine does not awaken. Money is the issue for a lot of people, for a lot of divorced couples. That's why so many couples who are divorced are living together in the same roof. Like, how sad is that you're divorced, but you have to still share the same roof? It sucks. It sucks. But it is the reality in today's world. Okay. So what I'm saying is, do not get upset that you're not in union. Okay? It's for a reason. Realize this, guys. Surrender. This is the art of surrendering, is just, okay, I have to know, like, everything is in God's hands. Everything is in divine timing. And it's okay if we're not in union, because I don't want somebody that's not ready for me. I don't want somebody that's not going to be all in. Do you guys want somebody that keeps coming back and forth? No. This is why we meditate. This is why we embrace the separation, so we can go within, become our best selves. We focus on our career. We focus on ourselves. We focus on our higher selves, which is a big part of this journey, is connecting with your higher self. Okay? So how do we do that? How do we connect with our higher selves? Do you guys know how to connect with your higher self? Oh, my knee. My knees. Exactly. Nobody knows what's coming next. Absolutely. And, guides can give you pointers, guides can give you information, but you don't know when it's happening. Like, Serena here has told me about things that are going to happen with me and my twin. Excuse me. Things that are going to happen between us, but I don't know when. And it doesn't matter. Like, this is why I say, stop reading the energy updates and the psychic readings and all this other stuff. Oh, twin flames on union. It doesn't matter. Let it go. Because your journey is different from everyone else's journey. Yes, we are feeling things collectively, without a doubt. But I may get into union, and maybe someone else will get into union at completely different times. Although I do sense that many of us will come into union around the same time, but we don't know. We still don't know. Like, I had that vision of the lions, and it was like a stampede of lions coming towards the divine feminine. But we don't know when that's going to happen, or if that's going to happen, right? That was just a vision I had. And it was like a very beautiful, strong vision, don't get me wrong. But we still don't know. And wouldn't you guys rather not know? Wouldn't you want to be surprised? Like, sometimes I'm like, my girlfriend here is like, hey, do you want a reading? Do you want me to open the records? And I'm like, no, I don't want to know anything. My life is good right now. Sure, there's sometimes I want to know things, but I try not to ask anything about my twin, because I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised. I do. I think that would be, if I knew when he was coming, when he was going to approach me, what he was going to say, if he was going to fly to see me, that would ruin it. That would ruin it. So instead, I just picture in my head, hey, one day I hope I get to see him at the airport. What I visualize a lot is I go pick him up from the airport and he's in his uniform. That's what I always imagine, right? Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. But I don't want to know what's going to happen or when things are going to happen, because it totally takes away from the journey, from the beauty of this journey, right? And that's why taking it day by day is so important. It is cute, huh? I'm such a mush. This is why, like, when people are like, the journey is now romantic, and I'm like, bitch, please. Like, it's a little romantic, okay? You can't help but imagine loving things with that person. Granted, he's not on my mind all the time. Like, I barely think about him now. I do. But I don't, like, when I say barely think about him, it's not, I think about him every day, of course, okay? But it's not obsessively anymore. It's like at a very normal, healthy rate about, when you think about somebody, right? It's not just like, oh my God, I can't get them out of my head, unless I'm feeling his feelings. So I think it's totally normal to imagine beautiful things with your divine counterpart. Just don't let it consume your thoughts, because then that gets you stuck in your mind. And that's what we have to do, is transcend the mind, right? Don't be stuck in the mind. Don't be stuck in the ego. But yeah, So anyway, your higher self, guys, I want you guys to connect with your higher self, because that is what's going to help you on this journey. A lot of the times, just how to deal with obsessive thinking when I see him and hear him almost every day. That is hard. See, my experience is so different. So I have to be honest, I don't know what that's like. I can only imagine what that's like. But I would say talk to his higher self. Talk to his higher self and ask him what it is he's feeling, right? Check in with your feelings. Like earlier today, remember when I said I had the chest pain? Oh my God, my legs. I cannot wait to do yoga after this. Remember when I said I was feeling chest pain? And I said, if this is not my energy. So what I said to it, I said, God, please take this pain away. If this is not my energy, send it back to source. And it went away. So yeah, you could do that. If you get pain somewhere, if you get, right? Because sometimes we feel our divine masculine's pain. Okay. So if this, God, if this is not my energy, if this is not my pain, please take it away and send it back to source. Do that. Okay. It's very normal to feel them, especially sexually. Sexually, it is out of control. 111. It is out of control when we feel them. And I don't even know like where I should begin with that one. But it's, sometimes it can just be your kundalini, right? Your kundalini energy. So you have the kundalini energy, it's at your root chakra and it rises, right? And that's just the energy going up through your chakras. It's cleansing you out, right? But when you're just sitting there out of nowhere and you're at your desk or you're driving and all of a sudden you just feel sensations down there, you're like, why is this happening? It's annoying. It is annoying. So breathe through it. Breathe through it, because I know sometimes we just want to go take care of it ourselves. Let's be honest. I'm being honest here, guys. It gets really out of hand, and it's always like at the same hour too. So that's how I know, or at least I feel that it's him, because I swear this man is like clockwork. It's so weird. It is so weird. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So when we feel their energies, just talk to it. You can ask God to remove it if it's not your energy, or when you're feeling the root chakra energy, breathe through it. Okay. And sometimes it can make it even more intense, but just try to breathe through it. Put your hands on your heart center as well. That can sometimes calm it, or it can make it rise up to your heart and then up through your crown chakra sometimes. So yeah. Yeah, I know. Try doing the deed with them. Girl, I wish, because everyone says twin flame sex is the best sex, and I can only imagine. And I know I'm getting really personal and vulnerable here. I don't care. I do not care. I am an open book. I will never say my twin's name. I will never call him out. I know he's probably, I feel like because he watches my videos, he probably gets afraid that I'm going to like say what his name is or something, or what he looks like, or where he lives, or where I would never do that. But I do get personal about my own stuff. And I cannot wait for that moment. Because they always say, like, I've had clients that say that they literally see other dimensions. And these are clients that are not spiritual. These are clients that have never meditated. So they don't have the experience of seeing things upon meditation, but upon having intimacy, sex with their twin flame, both the divine feminine and the masculine. Okay, I've had two clients, two divine feminines share the same exact thing with me, that them and their divine masculines both literally saw other dimensions or other things when having sex. And I'm like, I want that. I really want that. So yeah, I can't wait. I know it's out of body, and I've had like the out of body experience. I've had that like through self pleasure. Okay, I've had that, and that was like even before I awakened. Like when communicating with him, it was like before my dark night of the soul. So I was like, what the heck was that? I didn't know at the time, and now everything makes sense. I had a download lately that when two divine bodies connect, they create pure connection with the divine. Yeah, I'm sure. It makes perfect sense. And this is why I say, like, you guys are divine. Okay. So if you want to get into union, you both have to be so connected to your higher selves. You can't have you guys at such a low vibration and then expect to be in union. This is why I say meditation is so important. Doing this every day, grounding yourself every day, practicing mindfulness every day, and then connecting with your higher self every day, every minute, every hour, whenever you are lost, whenever you have help, whenever you need help, asking your higher self, because a lot of times our ego gets in the way, and our ego is just like, creating doubt, creating fear, creating worry. When you have those moments, talk to your higher self, close your eyes and say, higher self, what is this telling me? Higher self, should I do this or should I do that? Like when I almost reached out to my twin in January, because I was feeling him so heavily, like I was crying and I could tell these were not my tears. And a part of me wishes I did. But I asked his higher self if I should reach out to him. And I got a clear ass no. Literally saw a man going like this. No. This is why it's so important to connect with our higher self every day when we are confused, because the doubt creates confusion. The ego creates doubt and fear and worry and a lot of confusion. Like today I almost didn't do this live, guys. Like my ego was so scared yesterday. And how many times have I done lives? A lot. I've done lives a lot on Instagram and TikTok. But for some reason, my ego yesterday, and I told my friend Serena, and she's like, oh, maybe you're scared. Maybe your higher self is scared that your twin is going to be on the call, or on the, how do we say call? On the live. And I was like, maybe, I don't know. Like, my ego was panicking, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe like I should be studying, as if I don't have like plenty of other days to study. Like I was freaking out. It is so hot. What the heck? And oh God, is that leaking? What the heck? Sorry. So like now I don't regret it. But my ego was totally getting in the way of this, and like telling me, don't do it. You probably shouldn't do it. You should not go live. You just told your followers you wouldn't be on social media. What are you doing? And I'm like, no, that's definitely my ego, because that's the thing, is your ego always puts you in a state of fear. Always. Because the thing is, what is ego doing? Your ego is trying to protect you. Okay. Your ego tries to protect you. It's like a child. To me, the ego is like a child, like a lost child. I think of it as like when my daughter is really afraid of things. She's very, very scared. She gets scared very easily, unfortunately. So I think of my ego like her sometimes. Like she's like, Mommy, let's not do that. Don't do that, Mommy. You shouldn't do that. Oh, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know, Mommy. Right? Like that's how I think of ego. So ego is trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you protected, trying to keep you around what's familiar, trying to keep you so when it's something new, I've never done a YouTube live before. This is something new. So of course my ego was like, oh, I don't know. What if you can't, right? Like I even had thoughts like, oh, what if you get some like negative, nasty commenters on there? What if you get some people on there hating? I have not had anything. I've had nothing but love here. And you guys have been amazing, wonderful commenters, commentators. Oh, Theo. Like all of you guys are so amazing. And I had to remind myself that because I've had so much love from all of my followers. Out of the, everybody, I've only had like maybe 1%, half a percentage. Oh, Heather, what's up, girl? Half a percentage of people hate on my content or leave a nasty comment. It's very, very, very rare. So my ego was clearly fearing because YouTube is such a big platform. Everybody can go on YouTube, right? When I go on Instagram Live, I'm limited, right? I don't have as many people go on my Instagram Live. When I go on TikTok Live, I get so much support on TikTok. TikTok's everyone's like a hype woman, like a cheerleader, right? So you're not going to get haters on there. YouTube, though, there's a lot of haters on YouTube. So that was my ego. And my higher self was like, no, just do it. Do it. And I'm glad I did. So listen to your higher self. Ask your higher self on a day-to-day basis. If you go on my website, I want you guys to go on my website, or if you go to link in my bio, there's like that beacons link, kind of like a link tree. And I have different things on there. And one is called tools and resources. I just added some different things on there yesterday. I have, so you can see the Akashic record reading through Serena. Go to her. She's on there. So I have a meditation playlist, guys. Really, really good meditations to help you connect with your higher self. I have a healing frequency playlist on there that I created on Spotify, on my YouTube channel, my podcast, because I was combining podcast and Spotify. Hold on, let me see here. By the way, can you guys still see me? You guys can still see me, right? Yeah. Okay. So what am I doing? If you guys go to the tools and resources, I want to say it right now so I don't forget. There's Karmic clearing guided meditation to release blocks. Check that out. There's the higher self exercise. So in that higher self exercise on the website, it'll show you how to do it. Okay. So basically you sit there and you ask yourself, should I do this? Or higher self, show me yes. Higher self, what is the symbol for no? Higher self, what is the symbol for maybe? Okay. And then you use that on a day-to-day basis. You may not get an answer right away, but yeah, just check that out on the tools and resources. All that information is there. I have the link to my weekly group support calls, and then Awaken Your Inner Goddess workshop retreat. That is just a form if you want to sign up. Then I will know if you want to sign up in the future, and then I will send out information when that's available. The Telegram community channel, my podcast, Akashic record readings, subliminals and hypnosis by Serena. She's amazing. She does whatchamacallit. So she does subliminals, so guided specifically towards your needs. So if you suffer with fear of flying, just anxiety of whatever, any kind of fears that you may have, or I did hypno with her, and there was like things that I wanted to work on, like procrastination, for example, right? You're not getting distracted, or people pleasing, always responding to people right away instead of just being like, whoa, chill, right? Because I have that tendency where I feel like it's almost like FOMO, like I have to respond right away and I need to just chill, right? Like when I see my followers message me on Instagram, I want to respond right away, but I needed to use her hypno to be like, no, let's not do that, because otherwise I get overwhelmed, right? Like I want to be there for you guys as much as possible, but I also have to take care of myself, right? So I did hypno for that. And then you can check in with that with yourself and, update your crew members is what she calls it. Now it's getting cold. And then there's entity clearings. Okay. So if you guys feel like you have a dark energy attached to you, I have a link on my website on the tools and resources to contact this lady named Laura. She is amazing. She does clearings, energy clearings, entity clearings. She can open Akashics as well, your records, and she won't stop until it's done. She won't stop until it's done, because trust me, sometimes they are very stubborn. But anyway, all right. So that was some announcements I wanted to make as to what's on my site that you guys can check. What did you guys, I know I said that this would be like a Q&A. What did you guys want to ask me? Are there any questions that you guys wanted to ask me? Are there any questions you guys wanted to ask me? Did we talk about the eclipse? I didn't really go into the eclipse, did I? I mean, I kind of mentioned it earlier. Just don't be afraid of it. I feel like the eclipse is going to be good for us. I really feel that the eclipse is going to be really good energies, ascension energies. Like it's going to be good for us to ascend, right? Like it's I think that this is going to be a good thing for not just for twin flames, but for everybody as like the whole world, the entire population. I think it's going to make people awaken. I think it's going to make, and then the people who are awakened, it's going to make us purge. And right. Like I said earlier, 2 nights ago, when I was crying hysterically, it was like a karma thing that I had, like an old wound that I had to release. And what happened the following day, I felt like a completely new person. So if you have to cry, guys, cry, release, let it out. Okay. Do TFs eventually fall out of love? No way. Are you kidding me? No. See, the thing is, I think a lot of people feel like because we get kind of detached, then we get scared that we're not into them as much because the obsessive thoughts are not as strong. But that's not what it is. It's just you are focusing more on yourself, on your energy, on the self-love, the self-awareness, the consciousness. Once you start connecting with your higher self and you're focusing on yourself, you're not going to be as attached to them. You're still going to be connected to them, but you're not going to be so fixated and obsessed with them. But that's good. That's the energy you want to be at, but you will never fall out of love. Will they fall in love with someone else other than their TF? Absolutely not. They can try. So I know that a lot of divine masculines try to date karmics, will try to date other people because they try to get over you. But if that is the case, then let them do what they need to do. This is just because they're all contracts. Every relationship that we have is a soul contract. It is a lesson. So, and it may not even last long. I honestly feel like for people to start dating karmics now would be kind of weird because more people are actually getting out of karmic cycles. They're getting out of karmic relationships. Hence why so many relationships are ending. So many marriages are ending. Ashley, I don't agree with that TF coach on some things. No, I disagree. I do agree with him on some things where we should detach and we should detox, and I think that we should not look at their social media and not chase them, not go to psychics. I learned a lot from him in regards to that. Detaching and meditating, absolutely. But I don't agree with his new theory that, for example, that they are a past life incarnation of us. No, they share the same soul as us. Because if they were an incarnation of us, then they would not be sharing the same soul. Does that make sense? They would just be another us instead of, but again, that's just a theory that he came up with. And I personally, I don't believe in that. I believe in reincarnation, absolutely, but I don't believe that my twin is me from a past life. That's just crazy. And I know that a lot of spiritual people are not believing in that. It just doesn't resonate with me. When I heard that, it made me sick to my stomach. And I tried going along with it, and I was like, maybe I'm just not grasping it. But no, the more I would try to believe it, the more sick I would get. Literally, like I would get so nauseous, and I have to trust my body because I'm clairsentient, claircognizant, but I'm very clairsentient. I feel, right? So I feel things through my body. So when something isn't right, I feel it in my stomach and it makes me want to vomit a lot of times. So when I had heard that theory, because I was like on one of his lives and I was like, okay, cool. And I was taking notes and I heard that theory and I was just like, like I was, it just didn't sit well with me. And I've heard of other people having the same experience. And it's not because I'm not open-minded or because I don't want to believe in that. I am so down to believe, like, oh, I'm so down to listen to so many different theories. But that just did not sit well with me at all. At all. I don't believe it's true at all. Yeah, even just talking about it makes me sick. Let's see here. There was someone else that had a question, I think. Or maybe just a comment. Even if we don't see each other again after our last separation, I will forever be grateful for him because since I met him, I searched for God just to make sure he's protected. That's so beautiful. I am the same way. I'm all like, I get so grateful for meeting my twin, reconnecting with him. 'Cause, I met him many years ago when I reconnected with him. And after we lost touch, like, I remember initially I was hurt. I was so hurt, but that was my ego that was hurt. It was my ego. And I talked about this on my interview with Twin Flame Awakening Journey. If you guys haven't heard it on our our podcast, and it's on my YouTube as well. But like, I remember I had an email drafted. Like, I wanted to tell him off so badly, and I'm so glad I didn't. So glad I didn't, because it was coming from a place of ego. It was coming from a place of hurt, right? Abandonment. It was just like he ghosted me, and I had never really been ghosted before. And I was just like, what the heck? Like, I thought we were on the same page, and yet, even though, he ignored me, and mind you, I never bothered to contact him again, well, until 3 months later. I I couldn't be mad at him. And that's the thing about twin flames, is you cannot be mad at your twin no matter what. And I'm not saying that you can just accept them with open arms, right? Like, I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't be mad at him. I can't. I have compassion for him. And I think that's what a lot of us need to have, is more compassion. Hold on a second. Come on. Is more compassion for our twin flames, for our divine masculines, because we don't understand what they're going through. A lot of divine feminines don't understand. Yes, we are the first ones to awaken. We are the first ones to go through this journey, but they're going through it too. They're going through it in their own way. They don't understand what they're going through. We are the first ones to awaken, and they are running from themselves. They're not running from us. Yes, they are technically, physically. They're just like, what the F? Like, you're too much. This is too much. This is too good to be true. I am not worthy of you. You are a goddess. I don't deserve you. You are, I mean, my twin would tell me all the time how perfect I was. So there's no doubt in my mind that he liked, you know what I mean? Like, I never questioned his feelings for me. Although him ghosting me made me then question, was it all a lie? Was he lying to me? Was he just trying to have a fantasy? Was he, you know what I mean? So of course, them ghosting, them block, because I know a lot of you guys go through blocking, unfortunately. It creates a lot of self-doubt. But why does it do that? So we can go within and love ourselves. That's why this happens. They ghost us not only because they're scared and because it's so intense for them, but it's for us to go within and not be dependent on them for love. I'm sorry, this hair right now, I started off with like a really good hair day and it's like going crazy. I've got floofy hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm all talking about self-love. You got to have self-love, but yeah, I don't like my hair right now. It's okay. Doesn't mean I don't love myself. I'm just having a bad hair moment. Oh my God. Agassiz, girl. Are you a girl or a guy, by the way? I'm so sorry. I automatically assumed you were a girl. But Dude, I literally thought the same damn thing about him. I'm not going to say who, but you guys know in the chat. I thought the same thing about him. I was like, that does not seem like a twin flame. Yes, he knows all the signs of a twin flame, but his twin flame did not awaken. And that's the thing, is he's basing his teachings on his supposed twin flame, but his twin flame did not awaken. But I know most divine masculines, they do awaken. And I've always had this weird feeling that that's not his twin flame, because she does not even seem into him. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I probably shouldn't even be talking about that on this call, on this live, but something was off about it. When I saw their interactions, something was really weird about that. Really, really weird about that. And I know that the divine masculines go through it. I know that the divine. So for when he says, here's what's weird. Here's what's weird. I'm going to be real with you guys. I know we shouldn't talk badly about other people, but I have to talk about this, because when I see coaches that are giving information that's contradicting, it makes no sense. Like, here you are saying your divine masculine doesn't awaken. And then he makes up other videos and says, here's signs that your divine masculine is awakening. I'm sorry. That makes no sense. And there is no consistency. And all of a sudden, he's come out with this new theory 4 months ago, like back in December, January, that your twin flame is now suddenly it's just your past life incarnation. No, that's when I was like, I'm done. I'm done with anything else. And this is why we do not listen to outside influence. If it doesn't resonate with your soul, cut it out. I'm done. Like, my girlfriend took his course and she was like, oh yeah, I believe everything, until he dropped the past life thing. I'm like, it's not resonating with a lot of people. And if it resonates with others, great. But I'm sorry, for him to say that your divine masculine doesn't awaken, here's the thing. Your divine masculine awakens, but not on the same level as you. That is true. Okay. So, and I will go through this. I want to talk about this. Okay. Because a lot of people think, oh, is my divine masculine, is he going through the dark night of the soul when I go through dark night of the soul? No, they don't. They do feel a sense of like, oh my God, what is this? They do feel the fireworks. They feel the intense connection between you and that and them. Absolutely. That's why it's a twin flame, because it's double-sided. It's you guys feel the exact same things. And one of the things that I mentioned on a video recently is a realization I had was, because you are twin flames, what you are feeling, they are feeling. You guys share the same core frequency. So if you want to run away from your twin, guess what? Your twin's going to do the same thing, because your twin's going to be like, oh, well, they don't want me. This isn't real. So I'm not, you know what I mean? But if you go within and you're actually doing the work, you're aligning your energies, you are meditating, you're ascending, connecting with your higher self, becoming one with your higher self, right? Like trying to be your most divine self that you can be, then guess what? Your twin flame is going to feel that and going to start doing the same. But it's not the same as you. Okay. My twin, there's someone here saying, I can feel my DM going through it, the tower moments. So my twin, I don't know when he went through his awakening. Okay. But I will say this. When I went through my dark night of the soul, I was in it from September. Like the peak of it was September 2022. Okay, that was the peak of it. Kind of October, but I was already doing Reiki every single day. So like end of September through October, every day. So I was getting out of it very quickly. Okay. And in October, I was still kind of in it, but I was pretty good. Okay. In November, I literally I felt him crying, and I had a vision of him crying. I literally could see him. It was like I was remote viewing him going, like, crying on the floor. Okay. Whether that happened or not, I don't know, but I'm sure I was not feeling those feelings for nothing. And mind you, I was okay in November. I was getting this pain in my chest on a very frequent basis. Okay, so that was 2 months later. Okay, however, I don't think your divine masculine is going to be feeling their dark night of the soul that quickly after. I think that they go through it about a year later, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months later. Because it was 1 year later was when my twin reached out to me. And I was already in my, most divine, like, very feminine, very, in my career, just really on top of the world, just feeling great about myself. And I could tell he wasn't. Okay. I could tell he was not in his highest vibration. Okay. So I do feel that they go through it later, but it's not the same as you because again, divine feminines, you are um you are you are the divine feminine, you are the spirit, you are the one leading this spiritually. Okay. So when you lead this spiritually, what happens? Your divine masculine leads it physically. Okay. So that's why they do have to awaken for them to understand, hey, I need to take action. I need to get my divine counterpart. They just may not be woo woo like you. Okay. They may not be, doing yoga and meditating as much as you, but they're going to want to go within. They're going to want to understand, hey, why can't I get my divine feminine, this person? They're not going to know the term. Okay. But they're going to be like, why can't I get this person out of my head? I need to do something about it. Right. So they may seek guidance. They may seek meditation. They may seek therapy. They may do those things. And and then they anchor in the physical, the 3D. Okay. You are anchoring in the spiritual, they are anchoring in the physical. Bada bing, bada boom. And when you are healing, you are awakening your chakras. Okay, so one thing that I'm giving out so much information here, but I don't care. When we awaken, we start with our upper chakras. We start with our upper chakras and oh, Theo. I love Theo's story. Her story is so cute. Oh, her story was a lot like mine, actually. So when we awaken, we awaken our upper chakras. Okay. And that's why we're just like, oh my God, what's happening to me? I feel that heart expansion. You feel that heart activation, right? And then you start learning, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh my God, I need to heal. And that's why you start to want to speak your truth and you want to become more authentic. And so you awaken your third eye and your spiritual gifts come online and you're activating, you're becoming connected to your higher self. Once you've mastered these things, okay, when you do these things, what happens? Then you switch and you go to your lower chakras. Okay. And you start working on your career, your body, your confidence, because what's happening is before you get activated, your masculine's already down here. He's already in his ego. He's feeling confident. He's like, hey, I'm macho. I will never forget my video call with my divine masculine and how sly he looked. Okay. I wish I took a screenshot of that damn call because baby, he looked fine as hell. Okay. I don't care. I'm not afraid to admit it. He looked so fine, but he was like this. I can't even do it. He was literally like, just like, and I was just like, oh, and I was like this. I remember I had this vein popping up real bad, and I was like, oh my God, like so giddy. And he's just like, like this motherfucker is so cool. Like just because he's so cocky. He's not, but you know what I mean? Like they're so in their lower chakras. They're so in their ego. They're so just like, like macho and just right. They're not awakened at all. They're thinking with their privates. Okay. They're not awakened up here. Whereas we are like, oh my God, what is this? I'm feeling so connected. And then all of a sudden you're just like, I'm going through my spiritual awakening. What is wrong with me? Ego death. I want to cry and I'm dying. Let's not live that again. Okay. It is horrific. So no, you are not doing the same things at the same time, but it doesn't mean that they don't awaken. Okay. Just saw 144. Once you have mastered this, right? So you're out of that dark night of the soul. You are spiritually waking. You're getting out of the matrix. You're living your truth. You are living authentically. Ashley, I'm telling you all the information right here, right now. This is the most information I have given on a live. I want to write a guidebook. Well, I started writing a twin flame guidebook, but I have my yoga training coming up, so I had to put a pause on that. But I'm talking about all this in the book, and of course more information. But once you have mastered these upper chakras and you are now working on your lower chakras, which is your confidence, you are grounding, you feel good, you're working on your body. Like I remember those first few months, I did not want to work out. I had no energy to work out. I wanted to, but I couldn't because I was so obsessed with my spirituality and with healing. I could not feel sexy. I was just like miserable. I'm like, I don't care about my body right now. I want to feel sexy, but I can't. How do I get back into that? Oh, I'm miserable. Like, and I literally felt the sexiest I ever did with him. Like he brought out my sex appeal like no other. I was a lioness. I was just like, right? Like just because you want your twin flame like there's no tomorrow, right? But of course, before you awaken, you don't know they're your twin flame. You just think like, damn, what is going on? I feel so hot. I feel so sexy, right? You feel very feminine around your twin flame. Your twin flame makes you feel very sexy and sensual, right? But you cannot feel that right away until you've mastered these upper chakras. Okay. You can't feel sexy all the time without healing what's going on up here and healing your traumas, forgiving and those old wounds, abandonment wounds, inner child wounds, unconditional love and mommy daddy issues and blah, 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 all that stuff, right? All that stuff comes up for us to heal. Okay. And then once you've mastered that, then you can go and feel sexy. You go into your lower chakras and you're just like, oh, I got to focus on my career. I got to focus on grounding. I got to focus on my body. I got to be sexy, right? Because your sexiness, your sensuality is your sacral chakra, which is your lower belly. Okay. And then that confidence, that positivity, that joy, that's your solar plexus, which is your tummy. Okay. Your navel. Okay, once you are working on that, that is when your twin flame, he gets awakened, he or she, your divine masculine starts getting awakened. When you have detached and you are just like focusing on yourself, your divine masculine will come towards you or will start awakening, right? They just might not know the term twin flame, but they awaken on some level of like wanting to get help. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. And then you can embrace that sensuality, that sexiness, that sex appeal. That's why I want to do a divine feminine goddess workshop, because so many divine feminines are still stuck in their masculine. And I know it's really hard. I know that sometimes I feel like I'm in my masculine when I'm teaching because I get so like, right? I get so passionate. I envy other women like who are very spiritual and they can talk like this the entire time. Super calm, very natural. And I'm sorry, like I can't. My Mercury is in Leo. My Mercury, which is the way I communicate, is in Leo, so which is a masculine sign. So I can't be in my feminine when I'm communicating all the time. It's very hard because it's like I'm very passionate. Plus, I'm Portuguese. Portuguese people, in case you don't know, Portuguese people are extremely passionate when they talk. They're like Italians, always like this. Hey, we are very passionate when we talk. You're on fire right now. Yeah, but sometimes I wish I could just tone it down. Although I know a lot of you guys like the silliness that I embrace. Like when I have my popcorn, I was like about to get my popcorn. I was like, should I have popcorn on my light? And I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it professional. Oh, V Sanmas, I see all the 3 repeating angel numbers 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3 all day long. Is that normal? Good thing? Absolutely. Are you new on the journey, V? Are you new? Because that's like very, very common. I was talking to one of my clients yesterday, how common it is to see the angel numbers on this journey. It's part of the journey, and it's one of the signs, one of the ways you know that you are a twin flame. Granted, yes, you can see angel numbers even if you're not a twin flame, because I do remember seeing angel numbers before my twin flame activated me. I remember when I was getting more spiritual, I was seeing them a lot. But with the twin flame, it was like literally nonstop. And I know that we all do this, where we start taking screenshots every time. Yes, 9/11 is one too. Every time we see an angel number, right? A number pattern, 1111, 222, 333, 444. I see 144, 111, 555 is about to come on. Like, it's, and it's not when we're looking for it. And so in the beginning of the journey, it makes you feel like you're going crazy because you're seeing it all the time. I will never forget, like, the day that I flew out to Tennessee, which was the time that I was talking to my twin flame. I was seeing, and it was like right when separation was about to happen. 555 right now, but that's because I knew it was coming. That one doesn't count. So I don't count those. But I didn't know that he was my twin flame, and I could feel him pulling away. And when I started feeling him pull away, when he was talking less to me, wasn't responding to my emails as frequently, I started seeing a bunch of numbers, and it was always 2112 and 1221. So they were like mirror numbers, and 1441. For some reason, I was always seeing those. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I remember on the plane, like getting off the plane, I was like, what do these numbers mean? And the guys that I was hanging out with, they're like, oh yeah, I always see 2222. And I'm like, but what does it mean? Why do I keep seeing? And mind you, I was kind of spiritual, but I was just like, I didn't even put it together. I did not put the two together at all, because I didn't really know much about twin flames at the time. And yeah, it's like it's almost like a mandatory thing. In order to be, a twin flame, you have to keep seeing a bunch of number patterns. And it's almost kind of weird if you don't. Like yesterday, I had a client that she had a lot of similar twin flame patterns, but she's not seeing the number patterns. And, her journey kind of questioned me, I'm not going to lie. And I think what's happening, this is something I also wanted to talk about, guys, is I think a lot of people are meeting people that almost seem like a twin flame, because we're now meeting very high level soulmates. Okay. So if you have not met your twin flame, but your journey seems like a twin flame, but you don't have all the characteristics. Like, for example, one of the girls I met, I had a client this week, so many characteristics. She had telepathy with him. He's married. They have long distance, but they don't have separation. They don't have separation. Their longest separation is 3 weeks, and he never runs. He never runs. And I was like, that right there, that is a high level soulmate, because you can have telepathy with a high level soulmate, and even just a regular soulmate. You can feel them sexually. You can have intense sexual chemistry. Like, she literally had all of these things, but her divine masculine never ran. He never ran. Your divine masculine has to run. Your divine masculine, to create that. So you have to have separations. Okay. And Theo, you're so sweet. I love you, girl. Like, honestly, Theo's like one of those clients where I was just like, girl, we connect so well. I don't know what it is, but like, I would love to meet you in person someday. Gorgeous soul, gorgeous, gorgeous soul. But anyway, I knew right away, I was like, something is off here about this connection. And she didn't tell me until the end of the call. So she told me, one, that they never had separations, that their longest separation was 3 weeks. And I'm like, that's not separation. And he would never run. Okay. So that's the thing. Your divine masculine always I want to do a retreat in Sedona, Arizona. But I want to do one here in Portugal first. I have to do that first because this is where I live. So anyway, plus you guys would want to come to Portugal. So anyway, I knew that it wasn't her twin. Like, first of all, he never ran. Your divine masculine always runs. You guys know this. And two, towards the end of the call, she goes, yeah, so I've been dating this guy for like 6 months. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, wait. She goes, but I'm not really feeling anything with him anymore. And then I think it's because I keep comparing him to him, to, you know, who she thought was her twin. And I'm like, yeah, but you're dating him. You've been dating him for 6 months, and she felt a strong connection with him in the beginning. And I'm like, then there's no way. There's no way the other guy was your twin. Because one, he never ran. Two, you never had separation. And three, you're able to date somebody else like it's nothing. Okay. Granted, I know some people can date when you're on a twin flame journey, but it's very, very hard. Very hard. Like, I can't even go on a dating app without feeling guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot go on a dating app without feeling guilty. There is just a lot of things I can't do without feeling guilty. And it sucks because let me tell you, I feel like a damn nun. And I don't want to be a nun. I am young. I feel like I'm in my prime. I should not be feeling like a damn nun. Okay. It's not fun. It is not fun. 155. Yeah. See, 4 weeks was your bubble phase. Oh my God. Yeah. Mine was 6 weeks. 6 weeks. 7 weeks. Even it looks like he went like a week without talking to me. So it's almost like it's like 5 weeks. Mhm. It does. It feels like you're cheating. I mean, it was to the point, and you guys, I'm sure, have heard, if you've heard my podcast where I spoke about this on being married when you meet your twin flame, which sucks, but unfortunately, a lot of us meet our twin flame when we're married. Not meet, but get activated. Because, like I said, I met my twin. I know Theo. She met her twin when she was a little girl, but we got activated many years later while married, unfortunately. And unfortunately, these obstacles have to happen. It sucks. Because if it were easy, then you wouldn't go through the work that you need to go through. That's the thing. That's why it has to be so hard. It pushes you to do the work that you need to do. And so I was saying, like I mentioned in my podcast, being married and meeting your twin, I couldn't sleep with my husband. It's so sad. And I would cry to him and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And we had no issues prior. And poor thing, he would try to understand. He would try to be there for me. And I couldn't tell him, of course, the truth at the time. And I ended up telling him the truth. I don't recommend this, by the way, because not everybody has a good experience, but only tell your spouse if you actually feel called to do it. My spirit guides kept telling him, it's time, it's time, it's time. Or kept telling me, it's time to tell him. And so I did, and he took it well. At first. At first. He was like, well, I know you still love me. And I was like, yeah, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, and it sucks. So anyway, this is one of the things that is like when it's a twin flame, you just can't sleep with someone else, not even your own spouse. And you feel repulsed, you feel disgusted. And it sucks because I do love my ex. Like, I care about him, but like, oh my God, there's just no way. I just can't. And like, and every twin flame I know that's married, because I've had a lot of clients because of my journey, they're like, oh, she's married too. Okay, let me book with her. A lot of my clients who are married, this is how I know that they're on the twin flame journey, because it's not normal to not be able to sleep with your own spouse anymore, to feel guilty as if you're cheating on your twin. I've never even been intimate with I've never even kissed my twin flame, guys. Like, how lame is that? How lame is it? I've never been and never even kissed my own twin flame. And yet I felt like I was cheating on him. Be like, I'm sorry, what? Like there was one time I kissed my ex, okay? And I literally saw my twin in his uniform and turning his back on me as if he was just like disappointed in me. He was like this. And I'm like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like it was Serena. It was horrible. It was horrible. Like I was just like, okay. And so it makes you feel guilty. Um wait, hold on a second. Let me read these comments. This is a lot of you 4 weeks. Oh no, I saw that one. Talked to a girl who says she was over it, dated, got engaged, but still thinks of her twin daily, and they talk daily, but he's in a karmic. She even said when she has spicy time, she thinks of her twin. I see, that's the thing. I just couldn't do it because that it's not fair to you or to that other person. Why create more karma, guys? Stop. And this is the problem: is people don't know how to be alone. Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be alone. This is our ego talking. Our ego is just like, I need to desperately be with somebody. I need to be with somebody. I can't be alone. That was what my ego was telling me 2 nights ago, where all of a sudden I was like, I don't feel wanted. I miss feeling wanted. I miss having a man want me and tell me how much he cares about me and loves me and wants me. Blah, blah, blah. That was my ego though, because I know that that's not me. That's not me. I don't care about that stuff. Yes, it's nice, but I don't let it get to me. But 2 nights ago, it got to me. Okay? But you guys have to step out of that. Ask yourselves, this is why it's so important to journal and reflect. Why do I feel like I need somebody? Why don't I just go within? Why? Because you creating more karma by dating these guys or these people, you're just adding more karma and more trauma to heal from. Because when you're single, you will heal that stuff. Yes, I know when you date, you can learn things about yourself. Okay. Trust me, I've learned plenty being separated. Plenty. All right. So that sucks for your friend if she's, but that's up to her to learn. Eventually, hopefully she learns. One night I almost cuddled with someone else and I was feeling guilty and he messaged me my TF and I started bawling and couldn't, so no more for me. Dang. Oh, that sucks. And cuddling is so nice. I get it. Cause like sometimes like I need a hug and I'll hug my daughter or I'll hug like my ex. Like my ex and I, we're just really good friends right now. I mean, I wouldn't say we're like the best friends because he's still like kind of hurt. But like there were times where I was like, I need a hug. And I would hug him. But then, and it was like, it's just, you need hugging is actually very healthy for us. Believe it or not, we need hugs to, for our health. It's a weird thing. So I would hug him because I was just like, I need a hug. And then I'm like, okay, you can go now. Let me see. Yes, I'm married and get it. Can't with my husband anymore. I told my twin the other day I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. I was so afraid that he would run again, even though we are not in union. We do text every few days. Aw, that's cute. See, like that's one thing about me. I'm not at that stage with my twin yet. I couldn't tell him that. I could not tell him that. Not right now. But you've had way more communication with your twin than I have. Do DMs experience the same with their spouses? Oh, as in like they can't sleep with other people? As far as like from the DMs that I've heard and from the divine feminines that I've communicated with, what their divine masculines have told them, yes. I don't know if all of them feel this way. I do know that a lot of divine masculines will feel that way too. Like it's just like not the same. They know because they can't get you out of their head. But they try to sleep. I know that some will try to sleep with other people. And remember, your divine masculine is mirroring you. So if you're dating other people, guess what? Your twin is going to do the same. If you're trying to seek attention elsewhere, guess what? Your twin is going to do the same. So be careful what you put out there, okay? Be careful with that. Soul subliminals, I fell in love with a photograph. I know, girl. I love it. I love her journey. I love her story. It's so cute. Okay. I wouldn't trade my soulmate for my twin flame. Not after my journey and what I've gained through it all. It's just a mind trap. You can be with someone other than your twin. You're not breaking any rules. Yeah, you can. Here's the thing. I've thought of that too. Like there is a soulmate I have. Okay. He is amazing. And no, it's not my ex-husband. He is an amazing guy. And I connect with him so well. But the guilt is still there. That's the problem. The guilt is still there. I can have him as a friend and that's it. And we can flirt a little, but anything beyond, and everyone's journey is unique. It's individual. It's not about breaking rules. It's just about what your soul wants, right? So I'm not telling you guys don't date. I'm not telling you guys don't do it. Do it if you can. But the thing is, if you actually want union with your twin, it can create obstacles and it can create more karma for you to clear. And it can create more trauma that you have to heal from. So that's why it's really be careful with the reasons of why. Like the other night that I told you guys, I said I was crying 2 nights ago. I literally said, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And the weird thing is like that whole like being wanted feeling didn't come from my divine masculine, but I was just like, I just felt exhausted. Mind you, it was probably because I was on like 3 to 4 hours of sleep that night. So that's probably why I was going cuckoo. But but I felt exhausted and I said, I don't want this anymore. But I knew that that was my ego because my soul was like, shut the hell up, Jessica. Like, you want your twin. And this is where we have to listen to our soul. If your soul tells you that you can date somebody else and you don't feel guilt, then that's okay. Yes, we are here to experience life and joys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dating is healthy. I'm not saying that dating is bad. Okay. Dating is healthy if done right? If you're doing it not to get over somebody, if you're doing it because you actually, want to put yourself out there and you want to have fun and you want to experience life. Absolutely. And I'm not saying limit yourselves to just one person. I agree with you. What you're saying, Casey, I believe, right? I agree with you. But me personally, I'm just sharing my journey. I personally cannot. I have tried. I've even tried thinking of somebody else while, handling my business. And I know that's like very personal, but I felt sick to my stomach doing that. So me on my journey, my higher self, okay, because everyone has to connect with their higher self. My higher self is like, Jessica, you need to stop that. No, yeah, it's not fair to the other person. Exactly. If you're trying to date somebody, I don't know if this is what you're trying to say, but if you're trying to date somebody else, but yet you're still in love with your twin flame, it's not fair. That's why I couldn't be with my husband anymore. And I told him this. This is like what I coach people on. People, I've had so many people tell me like, "Oh, I want to leave my spouse, but I don't know how." You tell your spouse the truth, right? You don't have to tell them about your twin, but you can say, hey, like, it's not fair to you because I'm not in love with you and I can't give you what you want. My ex has needs. I know I'm a sexual person. Okay. I am a sexual person, but I could not be sexual anymore with my ex-husband. And I told him, I was like, you need your needs, you need to get your needs met. And I can't be the one to do it. And it's not fair to you to stick around and wait around for me because I'm not going to give it to you. And I don't ever want to deprive a man of his sexual needs, ever. I cannot do that. I think it's wrong. Okay. So if you are not able to be intimate with your husband, your spouse, you need, or your partner, you need to share that with them, right? You don't need to say it's because of your twin flame, but say, I can't, and you deserve somebody else. Your person, because your spouse, even though I've had a lot of pain with my spouse, okay, it takes two to tango. Okay. My ex caused me a lot of pain. I wouldn't say it was domestic violence, but there was abuse. There was verbal abuse. And I took it, sadly. Okay. But I'm at fault too because I took it. Does that make sense? Like, he was very, very aggressive with his words. Okay. But I didn't know any better. I figured, you know what? Things will get better. His anger, he will manage it. He will go to therapy. And over time, it would get better. And then it would go back to the same thing again. Okay. So I dealt with that for a very long time, thinking things could change. That, which is why I stayed for so long. And eventually I had to tell him, I can't do this anymore. Because it's not fair to me to be able to be with somebody that I'm not in love with. And it's not fair to him to be with somebody, for him to be with somebody who's not in love with him, when he should go find someone else that is. Yeah. Yeah, Ashley, my ex too. He's having a very hard time. But that's for them to handle. And that's the thing, is so many people who are married have a very hard time leaving their spouse because they feel guilty. They feel guilty for hurting their spouse. Like my friend I mentioned in my podcast, he has a very hard time leaving his girlfriend. I don't know if he's here, by the way. I told him to join on the live. He has a very hard time leaving his girlfriend because his girlfriend doesn't work. He is the sole provider. And her mom lives with them. Okay. And mind you, he's only like in his 20s, mid, late 20s. Okay. His girlfriend he's a sole provider living in his girlfriend's house. And it's so sad because he knows that relationship is done. They don't sleep in the same room. They don't have sex. They don't, hi, Crystal. They don't have any intimacy whatsoever. He sleeps on like a chair or something. Like, so you know what I mean? And I just think, why do you guys allow yourselves to stay in the relationship? And I know why, because I've been there. But now that I'm on the other side of it, I then say, wake up, right? I want to shake people and be like, just do it. Just get out of there. Because I know how painful it is. However, he feels bad. He now feels obligated to stay because they are depending on him. And if he leaves, what's going to happen to them? They're going to have no money because he was the sole provider. So you see how so many people are stuck in these situations. They want to get out, but then they feel guilt. And then they also are so afraid to leave comfort and stability. He doesn't know. He's like, I don't know where to start. If I start new, where do I begin? I don't know how to socialize. Like, he's a homebody. He's the biggest homebody that I know. You know, so people have to, this is the part of the awakening, the ego death and the dark night of the soul. Granted, he's not a twin flame, so he hasn't gone through that. But I'm like, one of these days, babe, you're going to hit rock bottom. Because that is the only way sometimes to shake people up, to wake up. Okay, to get out of that funk, out of that comfort, out of that the same routine over and over and over again. You're not gonna, it's like insanity. Einstein says, what is the meaning of insanity? Is like doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. You can't, unless you actually speak up and do something about it. Okay, so if you guys want to make a difference with your spouse, then you're going to have to do something. And I know it's not easy. I know. And they will make you feel guilty. My ex tried doing that with me. And that was the thing. I had a very hard time speaking up because my ex was very in my face. Very like, my ex is very like quick to respond. He knows exactly how to like put me in a corner basically. And I'd be like, right. And so I'm like, for example, my Mars, this is why sometimes it's really good to know your astrology placements, right? People think it's stupid and it's silly, but I understood myself and my our dynamic more because of it. My Mars, which is the way you handle confrontation, your anger, your passion, all that. My Mars is in Cancer. What happens when you have Mars in Cancer? When it comes to confrontation, you want to hide in your shell. And my ex's Mars, I can't remember what his was, but it was very much in your face. And he knew how to right? And he would not back down. So he would always know exactly what to say. It was almost like I would feel like I was being manipulated into believing what he had to say. He would use manipulation tactics on me. I'm not going to lie. Not saying he's a bad person, but he would use a lot of times manipulation tactics on me to get me to see his point, to get me to believe him. I had to believe him. Otherwise I was contradicting him. This was said a lot. And so you have to be careful, guys, because I know so many of my followers and my clients, yes, they get gaslit into thinking that they're doing something wrong when you are simply choosing what your soul, what your heart wants. My ex would be like, "Oh, you're just going to throw out 11 years of a relationship? You're going to throw out 7, 8 years of marriage? Like it's nothing? You don't even want to try?" I'm sorry. We did try. We tried therapy how many times? Right? Oh, so and so what did I do? I tried again. I tried. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to back down. I'm going to try for the sake of letting him know that I am trying. We did it for 1 month and I was like, I'm suffocating. I was literally like, I felt like I was suffocating. He would be here just in his presence here. And I felt like I was being suffocated and I couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, I've had it. I'm done. There's no point in trying. I'm not in love with you. Plain and simple. I love you. I care about you. You are the father of my child. And damn, he is a great father, which is what kills me, which was why it was so hard, was because we would have amazing family vacations, and we still do. We still do them. Okay, like just the other day, he was talking about going to Disneyland. He wants to go to Disney Hong Kong, by the way. I know this is like, off subject. I do not want to go there. But if you guys have been to Disney Hong Kong, let me know, because I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Don't know why. I just don't want to go. Disney Paris, okay. Disneyland, Disney World Florida, okay. But I don't want to go to Disney Hong Kong. But if you guys have a good experience there, let me know, because I don't know why. I just don't want to go. Anyway, so we still do family vacations. We still do trips together. We are not intimate. We are just friends. We are just parents of a shared child, and that is it. That is it. So you guys can have that too. You guys can have an amicable separation, amicable divorce with your spouse. You just have to set boundaries. Don't fall into those tactics where they try to manipulate you and make you feel bad and make you feel guilty. Like one of my clients here hasn't slept with her husband in 7 years. This is not okay. And she should feel comfortable to tell him, no, I'm done, right? But it's hard. I know it's hard. But the thing is, you get so used to being in this cycle, right? It's become the norm for you that you don't know how to break out of it. It's like, oh, well, I'm used to it. This is my normal. But it doesn't have to be your normal. If it doesn't feel right in here, that is not normal. We're trying, this is the thing about society and the 3D matrix, and trying to live up to standards of what society tells you, because society tells you you should stay married with that person because that is the father of your child. That is the mother of your child. But I'm not happy. It doesn't matter. Your children are going to suffer. No, they're not. If you do it right, they are not going to suffer. If you can be friends with your spouse, ex-spouse, your children are not going to suffer. My child, yes, she goes from one house to another, but she gets to experience both of her parents in a very loving manner, and we still get to do things together as a family, very co-parenting, and it's beautiful. But it doesn't mean that you have to be with that person anymore. You know what I'm saying, guys? So yeah, that's my 5 cents, because that was quite a while on twin flames who are married. All right, here, let me go up. I think you guys had some questions. Let me see here. You guys can throw in some questions here. I was also ready to give up in February, then got my last Akashic records done, and I felt so good afterwards. They told me I was tired before I mentioned it. And they said he's feeling 10 times worse than me. Ooh, yeah, divine masculines. They're waking up, guys. Divine masculines are definitely waking up. Yes, Heather, absolutely. He came in to change the direction of my life for sure. But your divine masculine does wake up. And it's usually when you start to detach. That's when they start to wake up. When you stop chasing, when you stop contacting them, when you stop, you know what I mean? Like when you are, and I'm not saying letting go, because you're never going to fully let go of your twin. You never fully let go of your twin. No. Your twin is part of you. So anybody that says you have to let go of them, they're wrong. What you have to let go of is trying to let go of them. Does that make sense? You have, because the obsessive thoughts are there for you, are there to remind you to stay on track, to stay on path of awakening. But letting go, you can't let go of them. When you have those obsessive thoughts, ask your higher self, ask their higher self, what is it that they want to say? Okay, I can't stop thinking about you. You're going through my mind. What's going on? Okay, let me tap into my heart center here. That was how I would connect with him a lot early on in the journey. And I had no idea about the whole higher self thing. I would just feel him so much. It was a couple months in. I'll never forget, November 2022 was brutal. And then October 2023, which was when he came back into the picture, I was feeling him like crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, this man is going through it. Because I was fine. I would be completely fine. So I'd be like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? And then at one point I saw him, like I said, I saw him crying and I saw him on the floor. And I'm like, what the heck? And then in 2023, I think it was just a lot of anxiety. I just felt him just like going through it. I don't know what he was going through. I mean, it's not like I was getting answers, but I was just like, okay. And then I'd be like, okay, God, this isn't my energy. Please take it away from me. If this is not my energy, please take it away. The way I can tell if they're my emotions or if they're his emotions and not mine is because they'll come out of nowhere, because I will be completely fine. And it's always when I would tap into my heart space, then I would feel that tightness, that anxiety, that like, ooh, right? It's like energetic. You can feel that it's energetic. Sorry, I'm seeing a comment here. Janesi. I know I heard that name. Did we meet recently? I'm so sorry. I just get so confused with everybody. If I don't see your face or hear your story, then yeah. But yeah, so that's how you know. It's like you feel this thing, or as an example, when my twin came back into he contacted me, was it twice, 2-3 times. And every single time, right before he contacted me, my third eye was throbbing like no other. I mean, I was like, like it was so bad. It was so bad. And I was like, holy shit. So it happened the day that I reached out to him for his birthday. I reached out, and a few hours later he responded, but I didn't know he responded. And I was like, and I remember I was in the grocery store. It's funny because 2 times that this happened, I was at the mall. So I'm like, oh, is this mall good luck? So I remember I was walking in the store and I was like, oh my God, my forehead, it was my third eye. It was so bad. It was so bad. And I go and check my phone as I'm waiting in line to pay for my grocery items. And I look at my phone and I see that he responded to my message on Instagram. And he's like, Jessica, he was so excited about my birthday message. And I was like, I wanted to run for the hills, guys. You have no idea. I was like, oh my God, he responded. Because mind you, I had not heard from this man in almost a year. It was like 10 months. I was like, I don't even want to open the message. I did not want to open the message at all. And then I did hours later. Then it happened again 2 months later. So he was like, hey, I saw your message. I saw your email, blah, blah, blah. I'll send you an email. I can't communicate on here. I'll send you an email. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So a month goes by. I don't hear anything from him. 2 months go by, literally 2 months to the date. And I'm at the mall again. I remember exactly where I was. I was at Primark. You guys know Primark? I was at Primark. And all of a sudden, there's that sensation again on my third eye. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, what is that? And I was like, oh shit, is this him? Is this him? Is he about to? And then I started talking to him, to his higher self. And I was like, okay, if you're about to contact me, cool. All right, I accept. And then I go to the hair salon in the mall. And that's when I see that he emailed me. So I'm like, oh, snap, son. So yeah, you can definitely feel them. And then the heart, you definitely feel them in the heart a lot. You definitely feel them in the heart. It's so funny. As I'm saying this, my heart's kind of like, it feels very tight. So if you're here, sunshine, hello. Oh my God, did I really just say that? Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, you can definitely feel it. How'd you find that out? Soulmate versus twin. Oh, honey, your soulmate doesn't awaken you. I know you were asking Arkina, but your soulmate does not awaken you at all. At all. I mean, they can a little bit, like they can awaken you to a certain extent. But your twin is what awakens you. It awakens you spiritually, makes you want to go within, makes you want to get help, makes you want to get healing. And you start automatically, you just start meditating. Exactly. Like Theo was saying here, the emotions out of nowhere is the key. Absolutely. So when it is out of nowhere, that's their emotions without a doubt. Like when you feel that chest pain out of nowhere and you're doing completely fine, that's them. Yeah. And that's the other thing is like when you're doing, that's when you've been doing the work, meditating, staying, yeah, all of that healing. It's weird. And the thing is, some people confuse karmics with twin flames and a lot because, and like I know somebody who really, really thinks, and I mentioned this on my podcast, she really thinks that her twin or that her karmic is a twin flame. And I knew from the beginning when she told me about her journey, I was like, this is karmic. This is very toxic. Very toxic. She's yelled a lot at him. She's been in his face a lot. He doesn't want her. He very much just tells her like, look, we've never been anything. We're just friends. I love you as a friend. And unfortunately, many people, because they feel the obsession, they feel that longing for them. And that's the thing is when you feel so badly, you have to have them. Okay. And you can't let them go. That's almost another sign that it's a karmic because I was like that with my karmic. I was very possessive. I was like, no, he's mine. I have to have him. He is mine. Like, it's like, you're like a child throwing a tantrum. You're just like, no, that is my man. When it is a twin flame, you are able to let them go. And you say, you know what? It's okay. It's just not time right now. You just feel so unconditionally about it. Like you're just very like, it sucks. Like, it sucks. You want to be with your twin. Like, don't get me wrong. I was like, damn, I want my twin, but your soul tells you like, it's not time. You just know inside, I would love to be with him, but he's married or he lives over there. It's just not time. But you know, deep down in your soul, maybe some of you do, some of you don't, that you're meant to be with them. And one day it will happen. But when it is a karmic, it doesn't matter. You want them right now and you have to have them. And it drives you crazy. Okay. It drives you crazy. Okay. So you can have obsessive thoughts with a karmic and with a soulmate. But with a soulmate, it's actually a lot more peaceful. And like what Markina here was saying, you know, she went through hard lessons with a karmic. But what was it that you said? Something about his intentions were to tear me down. That's the thing. Karmics, a lot of karmics can be narcissistic. My karmic that I had that I sometimes refer to where I was like really in love with him, he was not narcissistic at all. He was actually a very nice guy. I never liked narcissists. In fact, I feel like if anything, my ex-husband was more narcissist than my karmic. You know, and my soon-to-be ex-husband, he's more of a soulmate, but we had it was a lot of toxicity. There was quite some narcissism and manipulation on his part. But my karmic ex, the one that I was like so possessive about, he wasn't toxic. He just didn't, it was like friends with benefits. I wanted more, but he was always upfront with me and saying, I don't want a relationship. Yet he couldn't let me go. So I would stay, right? It would string me along. And that's exactly what's happening to the friend I mentioned. Is he's a lot like that. They're like friends with benefits. He can't let her go because he loves her. He cares about her like a friend. And of course, I'm sure the sex, but he doesn't want to be with her. Okay, now whereas with the twin flame, your twin flame won't allow that. Your twin flame won't do that. Your twin flame doesn't want to hurt you. Your twin flame, like my twin, I fully believe that my twin ghosted me because he didn't want to hurt me. And I know that's like sounds so weird, but I think it's because he knew that, and I'm sorry, this live is going really long, by the way. My twin knows and knew that he couldn't give me all of himself. This is why your divine masculine runs, because they know they cannot give you what you deserve, what you need, because your twin, just like you see the light in your twin, you see them so perfectly. You see them as like, just, you see the light in them. You see how amazing they are. They see how amazing you are too, with zero flaws. Okay. Even though I felt so cringe and I felt so pathetic and I felt so stupid for like wanting to see him so desperately, I honestly don't even think he cares. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe, but I don't, right? I think that was my ego thinking that. Your twin sees you as this perfect person. Okay. So your twin is not going to, your twin is if your twin ghosts you or leaves you, it's not to hurt you. It's because they don't want to hurt you. Okay. They don't want to hurt you. And a lot of times if they don't say something, it's probably because they're triggered and they don't want to lash out at you. Because I have a feeling the last interaction I had with my twin may have triggered him because of what I said. And I feel bad. But at the same time, I was speaking the truth. You know, like there was a thing I said to him. I told him that he has horrible timing. He does. He does. I'm sorry. Like it sucks to say that, but like I've said it twice, and both times that I said it, he ran. Okay. Both times I said it, he ran. And the second time he told me he would not run. He would he wouldn't like whatever. And so I said it again. Why did I say it? I said, you have horrible timing. Sure, I didn't have to say that, but is that really a bad thing to say? No. But it's like, you have horrible timing because here I was in California and you made no effort to contact me. So you contact me on the day that I leave, both times. So yeah, you technically have horrible timing. You know what I mean? But like, so I feel like that what I said may have triggered him, and he probably did not want to respond in a spiteful manner. That's why he didn't respond. However, that's up to him. He needs to go within. If you trigger your divine masculine by something you said when your intentions were not mean, that's for them to work on. Does that make sense? Like they have to work on these triggers just like we have to work on our triggers. But your twin flame will never intentionally hurt you, and you will never intentionally hurt your twin. If you are experiencing narcissism with your twin, it's likely that they are not your twin flame, or it's because you have maybe you have or are treating them narcissistically and you don't know it, right? The term narcissism gets thrown around very, very loosely. That's why I don't like to say my ex was a narcissist, but he did have some narcissistic qualities, some tendencies. I think we all do. Honestly, I think we all have some narcissistic qualities about ourselves, but there's a spectrum. There's a big level. There's a big spectrum of where you are, right? But yeah. Let me see here. It's not okay. Oh wow, that's interesting. One time, the person. It's funny how you're one time. Yeah. Oh, and also a book I highly recommend, and it's so funny. Like as I'm listening to an audiobook one of my clients recommended. I always forget the name of it. Let me see. Something about three loves. I've been listening to it. It's really, really good. And it's weird because like I'm writing my twin flame guidebook, and a lot of the things that I've spoken about in my lives, in my because I had a workshop that I did, as I'm listening to her audiobook, it literally feels like she's sharing me, like she's sharing my words, or she's like we're speaking the same language, and it's like holy crap, like it's like word for word. So it's called You Only Fall in Love Three Times by Kate Rose. It looks like that. You only fall in love three times. And it's called And the Secret Search for Our Twin Flame. However, I haven't finished it yet. I don't know if she's trying to. So she says that we have three loves, and obviously we have more than that, but three types of loves. So you have your soulmate, your karmic, and your twin flame. However, I don't believe that everybody will meet their twin flame in this lifetime. And the way she says it, what's interesting is she's like, yeah, you first have your soulmate, and then after your soulmate is when you meet your karmic. I was the opposite. I actually had my karmics, and then my soulmate, and then my twin. So so some of the things I don't agree with in the book, but very, very little. Like I would say that's probably the only thing. I haven't finished reading it, so I'm not sure what because I finished the part where she talks about soulmates and karmics, and now I'm on the twin flame part, and a lot of it is resonating. It's very, if you resonate with my content, you'll resonate with that book, and I'm telling you, the book is really, really good. So it can help you decipher if it is what's it called, a twin flame. Hold on a second, I have to read this comment. My twin pointed Jessica New World All-Star to me when I accused her of doing voodoo on me one time. Are you a guy or a girl? Because a lot of divine masculines, they think this. They'll think like that we're doing witchcraft because they can't get us out of their heads. They really can't. And so I think they feel like we're doing witchcraft. I wish. I remember there were times I'd be like, "Ooh, I want him to like not, I want him to keep thinking about me." We don't even have to do that. They already are. Please. Oh man. Oh my god, that is so cute, Graciela. Oh my god. The funniest thing is that he was not even my type. I hear that a lot. I find that so interesting. I am tall, older, and he's a short, young king. But when I see him, he's just so handsome and so perfect with his dimple, all sexy with hot emojis. Ah! I love that. See, this is the thing, is like, this is where I'm just like, how can you say the twin flame journey is not romantic? I'm sorry. It is a little bit. Yes, I know I know I've said this earlier, but like, I know that it is to awaken you, but like, look how like hot and bothered and giddy she got over her twin. That's all I feel. Like when I see my twin, so mind you, I don't look at pictures of my twin. Okay. I purposely avoid looking at photos of my twin. But occasionally, because I've sent pictures of him in to my friends, like I'll see it in the chat, like on Telegram, like when you're looking through photos. Obviously, I'm not going to show you guys what he looks like, but I'm gonna show you my reaction, my higher self's reaction when I see him. Oh God. I'm telling you guys, it's the weirdest laugh. It is the weirdest laugh that I have when I see him. Cause it's not, it's like, it's like your higher self. Okay. No. So I just looked at a photo of my karmic, or of a karmic I had. I can't. So I get really fucking giddy when I see when I see him, and it's the weirdest thing. I cannot stop it. But normally it's an even weirder laugh. Like I'll do this it goes like like I can't even do it. Yeah. So I can't see anyone else like that. And mind you, oof. I wish I could show you guys what he looks like. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna do it anymore. Anyway, he's hot, okay? He's fine as hell. So, anyway, that's kind of how you know the difference when it is a twin and when it is somebody else. Like, your twin will make you feel things that you don't really feel. Like, I don't ever look at, when I see photos of exes or even guys that are attractive, I don't react that way. I don't react with a giddy laugh. I'll smile, or I'll just be like, okay, cool. Like with him, it's like my soul takes over, and like I feel it in my stomach and my heart, and it's just like and it's like and I'll never forget the day that I saw his photo for the first time after not seeing him for like I hadn't talked to him in 13 years, and literally felt like my heart is still beating really fast. It's crazy. My heart sank into my stomach. Like I sent him a friend request on Instagram, and the following day he sent me a message. And we were talking, catching up. Oh my God, how you been? You married? You have kids? Blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how it was. He sends me a photo of himself, and I was like, my heart just sank. And I was like, oh my God, what is that? Yeah, it's like so weird to me. And then there's times where like my ego will come in, like all of a sudden, like my human eyes will see him, and I'll be like, he's okay. He's not like dropped, like you've seen hotter men. But my higher self is just like, no, he is so fine. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like it's weird. And this is how you know it is such a divine soul connection. And just like Soul Subliminals was saying earlier, like she fell in love with a photograph. Like same with me, because like I've never had, or at least I don't remember having physical interaction with him in person, only through a video call. That was like the most that we've had. Like again, we met in person many years ago, but neither of us remember it. I just remember thinking, wow, he's really cute. But again, I don't remember the physical interaction. So seeing the photo is just like, really, I've never heard anyone else explain that, the higher self eyes versus human eyes, because you can kind of step out of the box. Like you can like I remember like him sending me a photo, and I was like, damn boy, you looking like a snack. and then I was just like, it's okay. But no, but like that was like my ego. And I was just like, no, dude, like I want this man. Like, what the heck? And I never felt like that about a dude. Like, no, like I've dated some really hot guys, but never felt like, my head. Oh my God, my head right now. Whoo. Yeah. And that's the thing. The twin flame, your divine masculines are always super attracted to you. Mine was like that too. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. It's these twin flames are like that. And it's so funny when people are like, um, they think, oh, like my friend always says, he comments and says, oh, do you think your twin feels the same way about you? And then he'll think like, oh, he's a jackass. He doesn't see what he's missing. Da 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 da. And I'm like, no, he does. That's why he's scared. That's why he's scared, buddy. Just kidding. Oh man, I'm having too much fun now. My calm, grounded self is she's out the window. She saw her twin and got giddy like a little teenager. Oh God. This is why I don't look at his photos, is because I don't want to. I mean, it's a fun feeling. Don't get me wrong. It's a fun feeling, but then I feel like it's like chasing energy when I do look at him. But anyway, I think I'm going to end this live. As much as I love talking to you guys, I love seeing your guys' messages. Actually, let me go through the messages. This is so fun. I do have to study. I did say I wasn't going to do any more social media because I have to study. I have to do the yoga training. Okay, let's see here. Plus, I have to use the restroom. Can you imagine if I put the live on pause? Excuse me, guys, while I use the loo. Oh, that's right, because we didn't get to answer. So one time you said that you're a guy. So are you the divine masculine or are you the divine feminine? Wait, my twin pointed Jessica. You must be the divine masculine then. You accused her of doing voodoo on you, and she pointed you to me and New World All Star. Oh my God. Can we talk? Can you book a session with me? I would love to book. I need to meet with more divine masculines. Also, one time, dude, what is with my hair? Is this resonating for you at all, by the way? Are you still here? Okay, I couldn't stop thinking about her. I had 5 seconds in the morning, then all day thinking. Dude, okay, we need to talk to this guy. We need to talk to this guy because I'm always getting divine feminines. How do you deal with a little famous twin flame? I'll get back to you after on that one. Alexis, yes, mine is the finest man on the planet to me, no matter where we're at in our connection. Yeah, definitely. Like I'll see good looking guys and I feel nothing. I'm just like, eh. But if I see a guy that looks like him, like there's been, guys, has this happened to you where you see a person that looks like your twin flame from the side? Like there's been so many times where I see guys with like his, his haircut. He's got his military buzz cut. And like, I don't even see the guy's face. And mind you, there's times where I can't picture my twin. There's been times where I cannot picture my twin. Okay. It's so sad. I cannot visualize him. And all of a sudden in that moment, if I see a guy that looks like him from the back, all of a sudden I'm seeing his face. And I'm like, oh. So then I think it's him. But yeah. All right. So one time you need to respond, please. My twin sent me a pic of her. I cried for 20 minutes straight, pouring out tears. No. You're like my girlfriend. She's the same way. See, I don't cry. I don't cry when I see him. I get very giddy. My higher self is a very giddy person, a higher soul. There was one time, so very early on in the journey, I had heard about twin flames and I was like, okay, I think he's my twin flame. And then I wanted to go to this psychic. This is a fun story. So I wanted to go to this psychic that told me in 2020, it was right before the pandemic. I know I said I was going to go, but you know me. So I said right before the pandemic, I went to this psychic and she was like, you're going to leave your husband. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And she's like, you're going to leave your husband for a man in uniform. She was like, do you like men in uniform? And I was like, yeah, kind of. I didn't want to like let her know. She's like, you're gonna leave your husband for a man in uniform. Things are gonna get worse between you and your husband. And yeah. And then she told me more about me and him, and I got really excited. Not at the time, no. I was like upset. I was like, no, I don't want to leave my husband. I don't want to meet another man. Da, 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 da. I was like, there's no man here in Portugal that I want, assuming that I was going to be a man in Portugal. Okay. Like that's what I thought she meant. Cause like, I don't like Portuguese men. No offense. And so, then come 2.5 years later, I connect with my twin and I have my awakening or whatever. And I was like, oh my God. And I remember that psychic. And I was like, she told me that I was going to leave my husband for a man in uniform. This must be him. Maybe this is him. So I go back to her. I was like, I got to go see her. I got to see if this is the guy. So what do? I print a picture of him. I take it with me and I have it in an envelope. I was like, I want her to tap into his energy and I'm going to show her a picture. I whip out that photo and I was like, look, I'm only here for one thing. You don't need to tell me about my career and any of that shit. I was like, I need to know one thing. I was like, I need to know if this man is my twin flame. And at that time, I already knew, but I wanted extra confirmation because she was so accurate about so many things in the past. But that day, oh my God, let me tell you, she was wrong about everything. Everything. Dude, my arm's hella jiggling. I need to do some tricep dips. Oh my God. So she was wrong about everything. And I whip out the photo of him and I was like, and she was like, calm down. And I was like, I've never felt like this. Dude, I felt like I was going to pass out looking at my twin flames photo. It was the craziest thing. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening to me? And then she goes, no, that's not your twin. This was November, end of November, 2022. Okay. Almost a month before I went back to California and before I sent him the email. And she goes, no. She goes, no, this is not your twin flame. She goes, no, this is someone else. This is just a karmic or, some soul contract. You've had past lives together. This is not him. She goes, you're going to meet someone else in uniform and on your trip to California. So I went into California in December 2022. And I was, planning to go there for 3 weeks. Was it 3 weeks? Was it 3 weeks or was it more? 3 weeks. I think it was 3. I can't remember now. And she goes, you're going to be there and you're going to extend your trip. And you're going to meet someone else in uniform there. None of it happened. And she goes, oh yeah. And then she said, and this new man that you meet, he's going to make you forget all about this one. None of it happened. So this is exactly why I say, guys, stop going to psychics. Because I'm telling you right now, everything that she said, I knew was wrong. And it's not because my ego didn't want to believe it. I just knew. I was like, no, this is my twin flame. No, I know I'm not going to meet another man. And I went out when I was there. Didn't meet anybody. Granted, I was married at the time. Like I was still with my husband, but still. And then she said I was going to extend my trip. Also didn't happen. So you see why it's so important to go within. All right. So you need to talk to one time because Kurt says DM doesn't think of DF. What? Kurt says that? Oh my God. Damn. That is wild. Are you kidding me? My twin flame came back into the picture in October and he literally told me, I can't stop thinking about you. That is like the biggest beat. See, this is another reason why I'm now doubting if he's even a twin, if that coach is even a twin. That is just wow. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, unless he's just saying like they don't awaken like us, but for him to say they don't think of you like that, I don't know, dude. Like that is wild. I'm wondering if he like heard about twin flames and he had obsessive thoughts with this chick. And he took the rules and applied it to the girl that he's with. Because I swear they look like they're just friends. They look like they're just friends. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's wild. All right. You have the same mole on the temple on your right side, and I see him when I see my eyes. You do too? Okay, so not many people have experienced this, but this was a very interesting phenomenon for me. I don't see it all the time, but when I it was around Halloween 2022. It was I like end of October, no, I think it was early November. Yes, I was going to Fatima here in Portugal. I was on a trip with my family. And I looked in the mirror and I literally saw his eyes looking into my eyes when I was looking in the mirror. And I was like this, like trying to rub. And I was like, why am I seeing his eye? They were just staring right back at me. And it was the craziest thing. And I find it interesting. Not everybody has experienced this, but it is wild. It is wild. Let me know if you guys have experienced this. Let me know in the comments if you guys have experienced. Don't just heart it and want to know, yes, 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 I have, or something. Like it is crazy. Wow. Yeah, I think my twin and I have very similar eyes as well. And I didn't know that at first because my eyes are really big. I feel like they're really big compared to his. But one time, my girlfriend, she did this girl that I was actually seeking guidance from on very, very early on in the journey. She's like, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I feel really something about his eyes. And she goes, yeah, our eyes are very similar. So she sent me like a comparison of her eyes with her twin's eyes. And I was like, wow, they are really similar. I'm like, I've never done that with mine. So I did that with my eyes and with his, where you do a pic collage and you just crop. And I was like, oh my God, the eye color is so, and I always thought his eyes were a lot lighter than mine. But then when I used the same lighting, like his eyes were kind of in the sun, mine were in the sun, dude, they were like almost identical. But of course, you don't have to have similar eyes as your twin to be a twin flame. Okay. So, what is Daisy saying? Hold on a second. What's up with all these notifications here? Go away. Yeah, I don't know. So that's I think I'm gonna have to get going. Stop myself. Yeah, don't focus so much on the angel numbers. Don't focus on getting tarot readings. Don't focus on the readings that are out there on TikTok and online. I think it's funny how Kurt says, you don't watch tarot readings, but yet here I'm going to give you a tarot reading. And he's like, oh, your divine masculine can't stop thinking about you. Your divine masculine wants you so bad. Your divine masculine is dealing with the karmic. Your divine masculine's karmic is cheating on them. He's literally said that in a video. And I'm like, you're out here telling people not to watch tarot readings, and yet you're doing tarot readings. And I get it. It's what gets people to come to you. But again, this is giving false hope, false information. So please do not fixate on the tarot readings. Okay, guys. Oh no, teacher zone upload. I listened to you since last year. I got activated and came into union with my twin. I was the chaser, but recently I feel like I'm becoming the runner. A lot of twins are feeling detached. A lot of divine feminines are feeling very detached. Like I was saying, like I barely think about my twin. But of course, if I see a photo of him, I'm going to get the giddy feelings, or right. I'm just so focused on myself. And yeah, I know you're not the mind. Wait, hold on a second. The only reason people doubt Kurt is because he makes them question their current beliefs. That's Kurt's whole point, to make you question what you think you know. He's a good coach, no woo. I agree. I do agree that he's good and he's not woo woo. And his whole point is about transcending the mind. Absolutely, we have to let go of the running of the chasing, right? We have to let go of the obsessive thoughts. We have to let go of romanticizing it. Okay. However, I like to have a middle ground. I believe that we have to accept, right? If we keep trying to run and let go of the twin flame, letting go of them, because there has to be a middle ground. If you're letting go of them, then you're letting go of yourself because you're not being true to yourself, right? So it's not letting go of them. You just have to let go of the mind, let go of the doubts, let go of the ego. However, it's hard. It takes time. And it comes with meditation, connecting with your higher self, grounding yourself every single day. That's what this all comes down to. But there's nothing wrong with having love for your twin flame, right? And yes, you don't need to be all woo woo and all the time, right? You don't need to be doing yoga and sound healing bowls. I love that stuff. I do that stuff because I love it, right? But I don't. But you don't have to be that way. It really is about transcending the mind, and you are absolutely right, Casey. However, I feel some of the information, I don't know. We don't need to get into it. It's just some of the information is I'm starting to doubt some of the teachings, but people may not resonate with everything I say, and that's okay, right? I'm giving information on what I feel, right? The knowledge that I'm getting downloaded, what I'm feeling, and yeah, and I'm not promising that you will get to union. My whole point on teaching you guys is is um is sorry, I just got distracted by a comment. My teaching is on how you can ascend spiritually, right? How you can listen more to your higher self, how you can connect with your higher self, but also teaching you things about the twin flame stuff, right? We can feel our twin flame. Your twin flame does think about you. These are things that people want to know. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. I don't think, for you to say that you're not feeling your twin flame, I'm sorry, I call BS on that. um and feeling is not just the mind. Feeling is not just, you're feeling with your soul. You are feeling with your soul tells you things. That's why when he goes and talks about that theory about the past life incarnation, I'm sorry, but my soul does not resonate with that. And that's not the mind. My mind was like, yeah, I believe in incarnation. Like I believe in it, but I don't believe that they are. Anyway, I don't need to get into, I don't need to like explain myself to this person. If you don't want to believe in it, that's okay. But anyway, I'm teaching what I'm teaching. Yeah. I'm teaching what I'm teaching, and you guys can resonate with it if you want. If you don't, that's okay too. You don't need to be here. But I want to do the best that I can off of the downloads that I get, off of just the information that I get, off of what I feel is right. Um, Oh no. Oh, and no. And there, like I said, you can bring up Kurt. He's not my competition. He's not my I learned a lot from Kurt. I learned a lot from Kurt. We teach different things. I actually teach a lot of things that are similar to him, in regards to transcending the mind. You have to meditate, you have to detach. I teach that as well. However, he is more science-based, or more less emotion. Let's put it that way. He's less emotional about it, whereas I tap more into the feelings. Why? Because I'm an empath and I'm clairsentient. So I feel things. I feel things for the collective. I don't need to do tarot readings and be like, here guys, here's what the DMs or teach are feeling. No, I'd be like, here's what the collective is feeling. Here's what I'm feeling. How are you guys feeling? Right? Because I think it's important to tap into those energies. And yeah, all of that. And it's very important to focus on ourselves. Absolutely. Yes, the power of now. Um The Power of Now is amazing. I recommend that to my clients as well, which I learned from him. And I have that book, The Power of Now, for so long. I don't know if it was because of him or if it was because of something else. I can't remember. And then I remember, no, it was because of him. I think I ordered it because of him, and I watched Samadhi because of him, and I recommend that as well. But it wasn't until I listened to this other coach that recommended The Power of Now. And she is a lot like me. I think her name is Michelle Lynch. If you guys want another twin flame coach, I am not opposed to you guys listening to other twin flame coaches. That's what I did. I listened to every possible twin flame coach that I could think of, right? I'm not trying to limit you guys. You guys can go wherever the heck you want for guidance, right? But it's up to you to trust your soul, what resonates with you, right? Like I said, I resonate with a lot of Kurt's teachings, but I don't resonate with all of Kurt's teachings, right? I have people that probably resonate with some of mine, but maybe not resonates with all of it. You know, then there's Michelle Lynch. She's amazing. She has an amazing podcast. Forgot what it's called. I haven't heard it in such a long time. Twin Flame something. Twin Flame something. And I learned from her at first, and I love how she speaks because she speaks so calmly. And it was through her podcast that I started reading The Power of Now, because she brought it up as well after I'd heard from Kurt doing it, talking about it. Sarah, I have no clue who Kurt is, but apparently to go, just be careful. He's going to have you go down a rabbit hole with the whole past life reincarnation. It's to me, it made me very sick. So that's why I stopped watching his content, but it's really up to you. Anyway, The Power of Now is amazing. And also the book that I recommended earlier, I keep forgetting the name, something about 3 loves. You Only Fall in Love 3 Times by Kate Rose. Okay. I highly recommend that if you want to learn about twin flames, soulmates, and karmics. And just meditating, guys. Meditate. Ground yourself. Be the observer of yourself. Connect with your higher self. Connect with your soul. Because that's what this journey is about. It is about you transcending the mind. It is about you waking up. You don't need to be all woo-woo, like Casey was saying. You don't need to be woo-woo, right? I like spiritual stuff. I like, crystals and pendulums and all that stuff. I'm not, I full moon rituals from time to time. I like it because I like tapping into the energies. Anyway, but do what your soul is calling you to do, especially connect with your soul. Okay. Every day, connect with your soul, guys. Reflect, journal at night. What are you feeling? What are you feeling? What are you feeling? Why are you feeling what you're feeling? Where is this coming from? Practice forgiveness. Do the tapping method and be like, I forgive my mom. I forgive my dad, until something comes up. These are all things that I like to teach. Okay. I don't feel like there's just a one method. I really don't. I think it's a combination of so many things and picking what resonates for you. Okay? Pick what resonates for your soul. If my content doesn't resonate, then, oh, Theo, thank you so much. And that's the thing, is I like to speak with the soul. Science is great. I like science to a certain extent, but that's not me, right? So if people are more sciencey, scientific, then they can go to him. If people like even more, if you like even deeper soul stuff, then go to Michelle Lynch or go to Twin Flame Awakening Journey. She's amazing, who I was on a podcast with. I love her podcasts, right? But oh my God, one time, what? Wow. Colette, my ears started ringing so loud, I looked up and an angel was right in front of me. Looked at my phone, major number synchronicity. Yes. And that is the other thing. We need to collectively raise the vibration. I know some people say like, oh, you're not here to do that. You're not here to raise your vibration. We are. Twin flames are so rare, and we are literally based on unconditional love. What do we learn? I know I said I was going to go, but I have more information to share. What do we learn on this journey? when you get activated by your twin flame, what happens? You literally learn what unconditional love is, right? You learn to love, because all of a sudden you're just like, hold on, this person has hurt me, hurt my ego, and yet I love them. Yet I can't be mad at them. What is this? Or you love them like you love your child. If you have children, you know what that love is. You love them no matter what. But this love is even more, it's even stronger in a sense. It's different because there's that passion and there's that sexual chemistry with it, right? It's not just of a child, it's literally loving them on all levels. Okay, it's all levels, right? So this is why I say don't sit here and tell me that twin flames are not romantic, because you love the fucking shit out of them. Excuse my language. I hope this stream does not get banned, by the way, but you love the shit out of them. Oh, girl, Johnny throwing my fireman emojis. Yes, my DM is a firefighter, or So anyway, you're so funny. But you love the hell out of them. Okay, so don't sit here and tell me that this isn't romantic at all. Okay, but you do have to do the work. You do have to heal within. You do have to meditate and detach a bit. Don't focus on them. Don't give them so much energy. That is the point. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Okay, guys, it's a balance. It's a balance. It's hard. Okay, but you have to go within. You got to master that self-love. You got to master that the self-worth, the self-love, going within, loving yourself, knowing yourself, discovering yourself, being true to yourself, being authentic. Being authentic is number one. When you are authentic, when you are authentically yourself, that's everything. That is everything. Because when you are speaking your truth and you're living authentically, you no longer care what anyone else says, what anyone else thinks about you, because you love yourself so much that you can be yourself. Because that's the problem, is when you don't love yourself enough, it's hard for you to be authentic, right? It's hard for you to be authentic. You start to limit yourself because you have self-limiting beliefs. You have fears in the way. Why? Because again, you don't feel confident enough. You don't love yourself enough. So it really all comes down to waking up and being true to yourself, loving yourself unconditionally, because you love your twin unconditionally, but you got to love yourself unconditionally. And when you love yourself unconditionally and your twin, and you're not trying to let go of your twin, you accept you're on the journey. You can't run from the journey. You accept you're on the journey. You accept yourself. You love yourself. You have that divine inner union, that balance. Does that make sense? It's a wonderful thing. You can get there. Thank you. Y'all best be listening, okay? Like she said, I'm dropping some gems. Mic drop. Hold on. Just kidding. So yeah, I do have to pee. But that's the thing is I can hold it. And my thing is like, it's hard for me to stop talking when it's about something that I love. Wait, I heard from another coach that when the DM is not giving his DF what she deserves, she just goes on with her life, grateful if he doesn't exist. Or grateful if he doesn't exist, or grateful even if he doesn't? There's a little heart thing. Oh, grateful if he, as if he doesn't exist. Absolutely. Absolutely. The way I feel about my DM, I have no hate towards him whatsoever. But every single day, I am grateful for my life. I go outside, and I highly recommend you guys do this, just as I did before this call. I went outside, I went for a walk, and I listened to my subliminals, thanks to my friend Serena. You can listen to meditation music. I don't like to listen to the outside because there's cars driving by and I don't want to listen to that. So even though I like to hear the birds and stuff, but when there's too many cars, it's just like, zoom, zoom, and that's not fun, right? So I put on my subliminals. I tune everything. I tune out oh my God. 717. what does it say? I let go of what no longer serves me. Oh, 7:18 now. But I looked down and that's what time it was. So I listen to, I just reflect and I practice gratitude. If you want subliminal recommendations, go to my website, go to the tools and resources on my website. And I have a whole bunch of things that I recommend. There's entity clearings, there's Akashic record readings, subliminals, hypnosis, meditations, healing frequency playlist. I highly recommend that. Anyway, practicing gratitude puts you in the state of bliss because a state of gratitude is one of the highest frequencies that you can have. It's like it's one of the highest frequencies you can have. So when you are practicing gratitude, you are going to bring in abundance. You are going to attract abundance and you're going to feel good. And and what I tell myself every day when I go for walks, I say, thank you, God, for putting me on this journey. Thank you, God, for my twin flame. Thank you, God. Even if I don't get into union with my twin, thank you, because I am so proud of who I am. I am so proud of the person that I've become. I am so proud of who I am and who I continue to become, because I know my work is not done. I know my inner work is not done. We're always going to be growing and healing. Anyone that thinks that they're healed, guess what? You got a wake-up call coming, because you're never done. You're never done healing. You're never done healing. Hello? I literally just had like this random night of crying 2 nights ago, healing stuff that was coming up. Granted, it was very random and I had already healed that, but it came up for a reason. It came up as a lesson to teach me it's okay to not be wanted. It's okay. So I want you guys to practice these things, okay? Practice meditation, practice gratitude, practice grounding, going within, appreciating everything about yourself, practicing that self-love, practicing forgiveness, like just all of it. Be grateful that you are on this journey because you are no longer stuck in the 3D anymore. You are no longer that 3D matrix version of yourself anymore. You have awakened. And not everybody can say that they've done that. Yes, many people are waking up, thank God. You know, we are in a wonderful time where so many people are waking up and we are going to raise the vibration of the planet. The more we wake up and the more we feel that unconditional love, we are going to spread that love. That's why we have to awaken. We can't create a new earth if we're not awakened, if we don't feel that unconditional love. And that's what twin flames are here for, is to feel that unconditional love, spread that unconditional love, and create a new earth with it. Because you can't have a new earth without love, like real, genuine love. And this is exactly why so many karmic relationships are falling apart. Why? Because there's no unconditional love there. It's all love out of convenience and comfort. It's not love. It's not love. It's familiarity. It's comfort. It's stability. But it's not peace. It's not love. It's not joy. It's not happiness. It is not high vibrational, that relationship. So all of these relationships, I guarantee you guys, I am not psychic, but I can almost guarantee you that most twin flames, oh my God, no, most karmic relationships are going to be done by the end of this year. There's already so many that are ending right now. There's already so many that have ended starting last year, September or fall of last year until now. It's only going to continue, guys, because they're realizing like, shit, this isn't what I want. They're starting to wake up. I can't do this anymore. I can't be unhappy anymore. I'm suffocating. I'm miserable. I need to find happiness, even if it's not your twin flame. Okay. Some people who are waking up spiritually and they're not going through a twin flame journey, but they're waking up because they're realizing I can't do this karmic shit anymore. I can't be miserable. This is why we have to be authentic. We have to live authentically and be true to ourselves. Because if we're not true to ourselves, guess what? You're going to be living a lie. You are going to be living a lie for the rest of your lives. And it's no one else's fault but your own. Okay? It's no one else's fault but your own. So do not feel like a victim. Go and be authentic. Go do what you need to do. Go wake up. Go take care of your life. Go take care of yourselves and go love yourselves. And ask yourself, like my friend Serena tells me, what would someone that loves themselves do? What would someone that loves themselves do? Apparently, she learned that from Teal Swan. And it's kind of like asking yourself, your higher self, what should I do? It's the same thing because your higher self loves you unconditionally, right? Your higher self knows what's best for you. So if you're at a roadblock and you're just like, well, I don't know, what should I do? Even if you're like making like dinner meal choices, what would someone that loves themselves do? Would they eat McDonald's? Sure, it sounds tempting, but is that good for my body? Is that good? Is that going to nourish me? Absolutely not. Do I eat McDonald's still? Yes, sometimes I do. I'm not going to lie. Okay. I'm not that woo woo. Okay. Yes, I do. But is that good for me? No. So I ask myself, what would somebody that loves themselves do? I would choose a healthy meal option, even if I don't feel like eating something healthy, but then maybe I can splurge a little on dessert because your girl loves dessert. Okay. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go, but things, yes, as Alexis is saying, things are definitely shifting. I don't feel like our divine masculines are gonna be coming anytime soon. Like right now, yes, there's talk. I haven't looked at any readings, but people have been telling me, oh, they're saying, divine masculines may be coming after this solar eclipse. If they do, great. But if they don't, that's okay too. Because remember, you don't want somebody that's not ready for you. Okay? If they're not coming, it's because it's not time yet. Trust in divine timing. There's nothing that you need to do. You just need to be. Okay? You just need to be. Be in the present moment. Stop focusing on them. Stop focusing on their lives. Stop focusing on what your twin is doing. Stop focusing on everybody else. Go within. Focus on yourself. What should you be doing for yourself? Being. Being. Just being. That's it. Love yourself. Know your worth. Know that you don't deserve half-ass love. That you don't deserve breadcrumbs. You deserve the whole damn freaking meal. Okay? You are a prize. You don't deserve to be anybody's side piece. That's another thing I need to say. You don't deserve to be anybody's side piece. You deserve to be the main, I was going to say the main woman, but not everybody here is a woman. The main prize. Okay? You are not a side piece and you don't deserve breadcrumbs. You are worthy. And I want you guys to say that with me. I am worthy of divine love. You laughing? Yeah, you the main course. There we go. Thank you. You are the main course. I am worthy of divine love. Yeah, you do deserve more. You don't deserve breadcrumbs. My twin also came. And I was like, and I fell for it a little bit because of course we like that attention. We like knowing that they still think about us. But did he give me what I deserve? Absolutely freaking not. No. So then you don't give them everything because they're not giving you what you need, what you deserve. You are divine. You are a divine empress. You are a divine queen, and queens do not chase. Their kings come after them. Their emperors come and they're like, let me bow down to you, my queen. What can I do for you? What can I get for you? Because you're a damn queen. They have to come after you. I will not take anything less. I will not tolerate anything less. Do I want to contact him? Not really. Sometimes I get like a slight urge, but not really, because I'm a badass queen. I don't chase a man. I attract. That's one thing that you guys can say. I don't chase, I attract. I am worthy of divine love. I don't chase, I attract, and I embrace my feminine essence. When you are in your feminine essence, you will not be chasing a man. Women do not chase men. You know what's funny? Let me show you guys something. This is what it literally, feels like when a woman chases a man. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this is what it feels like. How it feels like to text him first. Do you see who that is? Those are the women from Sex and the City. That's Carrie. Wait, I can't. That's Carrie. You know what I'm talking about. On men's bodies. Okay. What do you feel like when you text him first? You feel like a man. You feel like that is a man's job. Okay. That is the divine masculine's job. When your divine masculine wants to be a man and man up and be ready and take his queen in and be like, you know what? I freaking want you, and fight for his queen. Damn fucking straight. That's what you deserve. You deserve your man, your divine masculine, to come after you. Take action. Hello? Would you want anything less? No. No, we don't want anything less than that. We don't deserve less than that. We deserve to be fought after. Hello, my fucking divine masculine is a firefighter. The least he can do is be like, I fucking love you, Jessica. I want you. Let me fly to Portugal to come see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, that's me being in my ego. But but we deserve that. Okay, we deserve that. We deserve for the man to come after us. Okay? They are the physical, they are the 3D, they are the head honchos, they are strong. They're strong. Let them be strong. If they're not strong and they're not coming after you, it's because they're not ready yet. They're still in battle. They're still like warming up for battle. Okay? They're still in what do you call that? Marcy, where are you at? I need my girl who knows military terms. They're still, I don't know what it's called. Not boot camp, something like that. I should know these things. But you know what I'm saying, right? They're still in preparation. And then when they come in for us, they will come for battle. They're gonna fight for their queen. They're coming for us. I love you. Basic training, yeah. It's called basic training. Really? Oh my God, it is basic training, isn't it? That's all they need. They just need basic training. They need some boot camp. They need to hit rock bottom. They need boot camp. They need they need to learn. I need to fight for my woman. I need to come get her. But yeah, no, I'm just playing. Kind of. I'm gonna go. I do need to use the restroom. I've been on this live for almost 3.5 hours. It's been amazing. I can already tell I'm losing my voice. It's been amazing being on this live with you guys. Thank you so much for being so appreciative, for the comments, for the messages, and for your support. And I hope that, you guys are welcome to book a one-on-one. I will be gone next week because I'm going to be doing my yoga training. And I don't know why I did that. Oh, Genevieve. It'll be on here. I believe I can share the live on here. So hopefully, so you guys can be able to see it after. But yeah, they do exactly. They do need to hit rock bottom and also acknowledge they deserve unconditional love. And that is a big part of it. And I do hope you guys, I was saying they need to fight for us, but we do have to have compassion for our divine masculines because they don't feel worthy of us. And sometimes we do have to remind them of that, that they are worthy of us, right? But that's when we can communicate in the 5D. We can communicate those things in the 5D and let them know, hey, I love you. It's okay. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of being with me. And I'm not too good for you. We're made for each other. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times they think that we're too good for them. They think that we're perfect, but we're not. Everybody has flaws. Nobody's perfect, but yes, we are perfect for them, just like they're perfect for us. So remember to be compassionate for your twin. Don't think so egoic, like, oh, you got I was joking mostly when I said you got to come fight for me, but they do have to be ready enough to come and take action for you, right? So communicate in the 5D, let them know, hey, I love you, I'm here for you whenever, but I got to work on me. I got to focus on me. And don't communicate with them too much in the 5D, because that's also putting energy onto them. Good morning, Australia. Sorry, that was like the worst Aussie accent. That's like the one impersonation I can do. I can do many accents, many impersonations, but Australia, I can't do. And it always ends up being British. But yeah, one day I'll do a live, guys. I'll do a fun live, like a funny, silly live, where I'll just do impersonations the entire time. I'll talk like I'm from the South. We can do, I don't know. I could do like Valley Girl the entire time. I'd be like a totally like California SoCal babe. Oh my God, no, that would drive me crazy. So crazy. Or we could do, yeah, no, it's time to go. Oh my God, like I am a Valley Girl. That's funny. Yeah, and that's the thing is like, in the beginning I was doing this journey, this live, I was quite serious, but we have to laugh about it. Like this journey, we take it so seriously when we should laugh about it. Like the other day, my girlfriends and I were laughing hysterically. She's having a full-blown laugh attack. Okay, because we're doing Telegram, sending each other messages. And she's like, dude, I am laughing at the fact, like when you really reflect on the journey. And she goes, I'm not going to say names, but one of us, she fell in love with a photo. Like she's never met her twin. She's never had a phone call with her twin, never like video call, literally just a photo. So she fell in love with a photo. The other one, she goes, my twin, he's married and has like 465 children. He wants nothing to do with me. And yet I can't sleep with anyone else. Like I'm over here being a nun. And then there's Jessica, whose twin is all the way in California and ghosted her and hasn't said anything. And he's married as far as we know still. We don't know jack. Like the last time I was in communication, he didn't say anything about his marriage. So we're just out here like on twin flame journeys with men that don't like show us anything. And it's like funny when you think about it. It's just like Markina, it's funny when you think about it. Like you have to laugh about it instead of being upset like, oh my God, our twin is not giving us any attention and they're married. It's like, no, dude, like this is freaking hilarious. like it sounds pathetic, and then like we're over here being nuns because we can't date anybody else because our hoo-has just won't allow us. I'm sorry. It's freaking funny. It's funny because it's like sad and pathetic almost. Anyway, I'm gonna get going finally. It is comically cosmic. Absolutely. It's so good to laugh about it. Don't take your journey so seriously. Just laugh about it. Just enjoy, embrace the journey, embrace what it is, have fun with it, live your life. Don't settle for breadcrumbs, and don't wait around for your twin flame, but just enjoy your life. Okay. That is all. Finally, 3.5 hours later. Thank you guys so much for being on this live. I will keep it on my page in case any of you, oh my God, in case any of you guys want to see it later. Much love. Yes, get on your mission. Absolutely. Can't believe I forgot that one. Get on your mission. Don't forget to get on your mission. Go do what you're here to do. Okay. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.